Go Lake Show.
Hey guys, Sedano here. Holiday season is upon us, and there's no better way to celebrate with loved ones than with Tequila Mandala, award-winning artisanal small batch premium sippy tequila made from the finest mature agaves. It turns tequila fans into Tequila Mandala fanatics. Make sure you try all of them, from their blanco to their reposado, añejo, and their flawless extra añejo. Up your game with Tequila Mandala and experience the best award-winning premium tequila, available everywhere fine tequilas are sold. Visit their website, tequilamandala.com, for more details.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Newgenic's Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Newgenic's Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Newgenic's Total T that's different?
It's a key ingredient called Tesnor. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. Total T is backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text LION to 321321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Newgenics Total T. Newgenics is the #1 selling testosterone-boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now, and we'll also send you a bottle of Newgenics Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text LION to 321321. That's LION to 321321.
ESPN 710, Los Angeles. Sports.
And it is the biggest show on the radio. Mason and Ireland is on for your Wednesday afternoon.
I don't know where these sounds are coming from. Everybody's on my nerves today. Everybody's on my nerves.
Are you going to sit there and just take it?
Let's get to it. Your Wednesday afternoon. Mason and Ireland right now.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Look who is sitting in the associate producer seat today. It is DeAndre Hawkins.
Yeah.
DeAndre, what's going on, man?
What's going on, man? This is my first time actually doing the show.
You'll always remember your first time.
I will.
Yeah, you always do.
Many things in life you'll always remember that
Exactly.
for. Especially Mason Ireland.
Andy's in for Ireland. Bergman's here. I just want the shows to be loose and fun for the rest of the week. After Friday, a lot of people are going to disappear to vacations and stuff like that. I'm gone. I'm gone for like 11 consecutive days.
Where are you going to be?
I am going to be, oh, God, this is such an amazing story. So I'm going to be with my in-laws for Christmas down in La Jolla.
South.
South. They do not have Netflix. They do not have Netflix on Christmas Day.
Oh.
There is no way that I can look at the Christmas Day football games at my in-laws' house.
Yes, there is.
How?
Do you have a Netflix account?
Yeah.
Yeah. Get it on your phone.
Is that it?
Or your laptop.
Or your laptop.
Can I get it on the TV? I want to watch it on TV. Can I not get it on
might
TV?
be tough to airplay it, but
You can screen mirror it.
yeah, screen mirror. Yeah.
They're super smart people, so I like way smarter than me. Like the only streaming service they subscribe to is BritBox.
What is that?
It's like all the snooty British shows that come over with Benedict Cumberbatch and people like that.
That's what the in-laws watch?
That's all they have is BritBox. They watch BritBox and cable news. Those two things.
I've never met Juan's parents. Are they British?
Juan's stepdad is British. Juan's mom is just smart.
Oh.
Yeah, they're very smart people. I always feel so out of place. Like, how did I get into this house?
Well, if you don't know how to use Netflix on your computer, then you shouldn't belong in that house.
So I can get Netflix on my computer, too?
Yeah, it's an app.
Have you been under the impression that the only way you could ever watch Netflix is your TV in your house?
I'll be honest. Yes.
Really? It is an app.
So I have it on my
your
computer.
Phone, your computer.
Yes.
You have an Apple. You can get.
Oh my God!
Go to the App Store.
I thought this was going to be a good bit where we called the in-laws, try to convince them to get Netflix in time for Christmas Day. You guys have just sucked all the wind out of that bit.
Juan, why is your significant other so
Hello.
stupid?
Hello. So anyway, I'm gonna. And by the way, problem solved. Thank you very much.
Hey, there you go.
I got football and Beyonce on my computer on Christmas Day. So, by the way, that's going to be gigantic. Do you think Netflix is going to have trouble with buffering? Like, I had a buffering issue during the Tyson-Paul fight. Did you, Andy?
I didn't watch it. I think the Lakers were playing that night, so I had to watch the Laker game. So I only caught like maybe the last 5 minutes of Paul Tyson.
Did you? What about you, DeAndre? Did you watch the fight? Right?
I watched the fight. I didn't have any problems. I had no issues.
I missed an entire fight. The two women that fought right before Tyson, it skipped it because of the buffering. So I never actually. Did you have buffering problems, Bergman?
No, not at all. I watched it on my phone too.
I predict that during the Beyonce concert, which is at halftime of one of those games, the whole thing is going to crash. Everybody's going to get buffered.
During Beyonce.
I think that of the day, that might be the highest rated part of the entire Christmas day is when Beyonce performs during a Christmas Day football game.
That's the part where even if you don't like football, you're going to be tuning in for that part.
Everybody will tune in for that part. Yeah. So anyway, I guess I'm watching on my computer. Problem solved.
Look, if you wanted to, you could probably find somewhere where you could rent a smart TV for like a day and log into Netflix on the smart TV, watch your football, watch your Beyonce, then take the TV back.
Maybe I'll just go to Dave & Buster's.
Christmas Day, Dave & Buster's. Woohoo!
Play some games.
Juan, where did Steve go?
He's at Dave & Buster's.
Guitar Hero at the moment.
Where is Dave & Buster's? What is
Steve's
it?
playing Frogger in between.
Yes. So we got so much going on. Did you watch the championship game? Did you watch Milwaukee hoist the cup last night?
Yeah, they were very excited.
Yeah, they were excited.
Giannis got another MVP trophy.
Yeah. You know what I thought was interesting, and I forget who was doing the analysis on the game last night. Who was the Anyone?
I don't remember.
Anyone?
I didn't watch.
Didn't watch.
Because who cares?
Somebody let me know the analysis thing. Here, the analysis guy. Because here's what came out last night. You know, last year, the addition of Damian Lillard did not necessarily turn them into instant champions, which a lot of people felt would happen. They've now won 12 of 14 since off to a really rough start. And the analyst last night said, you know, people don't realize there are life issues. Like last year, Damian Lillard got traded, had to go to a new city, new town, new stuff. Family wasn't with him at the beginning. All of his routines broken.
And he went through a divorce.
There. All that stuff. We don't ever think about the life stuff that's happening to players. Like anytime somebody gets traded, it's like, think about it. If you're listening right now, you got traded to Milwaukee. It's going to be hard. You got to go to Milwaukee. You got to find a house. You got to move your family. You got to do all that. We don't think about the life issues of players.
I remember during LeBron's first season with the Lakers, remember that was the point where there were rumors that the Lakers were looking to trade for Anthony Davis. AD was trying to force his way out of New Orleans. There had been talks between Magic and the Pelicans, and it was getting really loud. I remember there was a game against the Pacers where the crowd was chanting at Brandon Ingram, LeBron's going to trade you.
Yeah, right.
All that stuff was going on. Even Rajon Rondo, who has been traded a few times, he has been there, done that as anybody in the league at the time, he admitted, this was distracting.
Right.
Like, it is difficult to get through that period where you are wondering, am I about to get a call that my entire life is getting upended?
Like, D'Angelo Russell has been almost traded for, 2 years now.
Yeah.
I mean, how many times? He's the most tradable contract they've got.
He has spent basically his entire career on the block.
Yeah.
From the moment he was drafted, he has basically been on
and
the
you
block.
got to live with that uncertainty. One day you may wake up and you're in Atlanta or you're in New York or you're in Milwaukee. I mean, you've got to be prepared for that. And we never think, we forget that these guys are people.
Yeah. And there's also, too, it can be stressful if, say, you're a player that you don't like your situation and you actually want to be traded.
Right.
And you know that the front office and all your teammates know you want to be traded. And then if you don't, you got to negotiate that situation where it's like, everybody knows I don't want to be here.
Yeah, right.
Remember when the Lakers rescinded the Chris Paul deal, beyond the fact that it was such a big story.
David Stern rescinded the trade.
Yeah, excuse me.
The Lakers wanted the trade,
Yes, the Lakers did. The league rescinded the Lakers Chris Paul deal.
Correct.
At that point, it was incredibly disruptive for Pau, who at this point knew they are willing to trade me.
Lamar
couldn't deal with it. Lamar actually demanded that they move him. That's how he ended up in Dallas.
Yep.
And at that same time, too, Andrew Bynum was thinking, when am I going to get traded? Because everybody thought after the Chris Paul deal, the next step is Andrew Bynum for Dwight Howard, which happened a year later.
Yes.
But it's incredibly disruptive.
Yeah. So we forget about the people part. Bergman.
Yeah. Oh, I thought you were still going to, there was more you were going to say there. Sorry.
No, I wasn't going to say anymore.
Oh, no.
People part. It's like when we move DeAndre from show to show. Like, it must disrupt your life, right?
No, I'm good.
Although
I didn't go to the gym this morning. So that was
God.
That was the only issue I had this morning. I was like, I got to make sure I beat traffic to get here on time.
But think like if your whole family had been at the gym and you had to abandon them to come to this show, like that would have been really disruptive.
Sure.
Yeah, sure.
So here's the thing about DeAndre. So we're on the accountability text chain. Do you know about this?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not in it.
You're not in it. You chose not to be in it, right?
I don't need it.
Are you? Oh, you're already as worked out as you're ever going to be.
Like
He's
this,
an
baby.
Adonis.
That's what you got?
Help.
So DeAndre's on there every single day, and I'm like, how do you keep up with DeAndre, man? I've got Monday, Tuesday, and I'm so friggin' sore. I don't know if I can go tonight. But DeAndre's there every single day, apparently except for today.
Except for today.
Yeah.
Like I said, traffic this morning, I was looking, I was like, oh, yeah, I got to make sure I'm here on time.
Oh, yeah.
Now,
yeah,
are
you
gonna
don't
go
miss
after
Mason
the
in
show?
Ireland.
Are you going to go after the show?
I don't know. I'm a morning guy. I like to get my workouts in the morning.
Yeah,
But
it's
anything
always
after that. It's like it's hard. The equipment's all over the place, and it's not.
Do you have to be back here again tomorrow?
I do
For this show?
No, not for this show.
No, tomorrow you go back to gym schedule.
Yeah.
You'll send an angry picture.
Right.
All right. So I don't know if you guys know this or not, but the USC Trojans have had what is being described as a mass exodus. Yesterday, Zachariah Branch, who's one of the most electric players in college football, and his brother, safety Zion Branch, both jumped into the transfer portal. What the hell is going on? Seriously, what is going on? We're going to ask Ryan Abraham from USCFootball.com coming up next. Mason in Ireland. Andy's in for John 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Sedano. You know those memes about guys panicking over last-minute holiday shopping? Yep, that's me. Guilty. You don't want to be that guy, okay? This year, don't be the guy that ends up falling for the trap of, oh, you don't have to get me anything. No. It's a trap, okay? My holiday strategy is less stuff, more flowers. I'm sending farm fresh flowers from the Books Company. And I've got 25% off your entire Books purchase so you can send some too. Their flowers are cut fresh, sourced directly from the best flower farms, so they last way longer. And it was easy. I picked a bouquet, set my delivery date, and that's it. Get a festive bouquet for mom, a mini tree for grandma, and go big with a flower subscription for your wife or your girlfriend or that significant other. And right now, you'll save 25% off with my promo code ESPN. Go to Books.com. That's BOUQS.com. Use the promo code ESPN. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN. Books. Promo code ESPN.
Hey guys, it's Cappy. You've heard me talk about my personal situation with my divorce and subsequent custody battle in the past, and I know that you need a team behind you to get the justice you deserve. My friend Mark Reel and his team at Real Fathers Rights are here to help you guys. Visit realfathersrights.com/710. That's REEL. realfathersrights.com/710 or call 323-870-1611. That's 323-870-1611. Real Fathers Rights. The Father's Rights Attorneys.
Sage Spa, give a gift, get a gift. How about get a gift, get a gift? Now your top reasons to visit Morango.
Get a commemorative 20th anniversary holiday ornament, the 25th.
Number 2.
Earthquake will leave you shaking with laughter. Live January 25th.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away 45 Samsung 55-inch TVs on New Year's Eve. Play your favorite games with your rewards card. 10A to 6P to enter.
Morango, good times.
Celebrate the magic of the season with last-minute deals at Target. With up to 50% off toys and video games, you'll save so much while you finish your list. Plus, you'll find incredible deals on clothing, beauty, small appliances, floor care, and so much more. And there are even more ways to save when you join Target Circle for free and get exclusive deals automatically. Hurry to save on gifts before last-minute deals are over. Happier holidays from Target. Restrictions apply.
Deep in the hidden wetlands of Florida There's a honey so rare, it's only harvested 2 weeks out of the year. Tupelo honey, the gold standard of honey. Specially bottled by Smiley Honey.
Here's why Tupelo honey is so special. It never crystallizes. It's diabetic friendly with a low glycemic index. Pure, unfiltered, and natural. Straight from the hive to your table.
Tupelo honey from Smiley Honey, the gold standard of honey.
Don't let cold season make you miserable. Try the quick drug-free solution for nasal congestion, Navage. Navage uses gentle suction to flush out your sinuses with refreshing saline, helping you breathe easier, sleep better, and feel healthier all winter long. And here's even better news. Navage is now available at select warehouse clubs in a great new value pack. It's everything you need to start breathing better fast. Check out Navage at your local retailer today. Navage, Navage, breathe easy.
Harry Douglas here, and if you're constantly on the go like I am, then earbuds are a priority. That's why you need Technique's new noise-canceling AZ80s. Like you, these buds work as hard as they play. You'll get Technique's legendary high-res audio, along with state-of-the-art noise cancellation, so you can stay in your zone. Visit us.techniques.com/sports for special holiday deals on the AZ80s today. That's us.technics.com/sports.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
I said I should smack you right now. Believe it.
Right. So USC football. Actually, let me play a little. There we go. Andy Kamenetsky's in for John. DeAndre's here. Bergman's here. And now Ryan Abraham from USCFootball.com is here. Ryan, what's going on, man?
It's been a crazy couple days. I'm doing all right, though. How about you?
Everything's all right. So is it, though? I mean, I'm reading about a mass exodus of players leaving USC, including Zachariah and Zion Brandt. What the hell is going on over there, Ryan?
It's a great question. We've seen the last couple years, I think Lincoln Riley's done a good job in the transfer portal. They've lost some guys, but they're not a lot of really impact players. But this class, though, Mace, at least early on, has been a lot more guys leaving than coming in, and some impact guys that potentially, superstars, starters, guys like that, like you mentioned, Zachariah Branch, or, the expected, starting running back Quentin Joyner for next season. Of course, Miller Moss, who started most of the season, no surprise there. So there's some guys that you're like, okay, I get it. And there's other guys you're like, man, USC could have really used them. And I thought they'd be a lot more aggressive getting guys out of the portal early because it opened last Monday, but they've only have 2 commitments so far. So it's been a little bit of a head-scratching thing. I don't know why it's going this way, but USC is losing a lot more guys than they're getting.
Is it maybe Lincoln Riley? Just a thought.
Well, okay, Ryan, that actually, before we get to the Lincoln Riley of it all, because I'm sure we will, this is the time of year where we hear about every school having all their players in the transfer pool, everybody relocating it. Through that lens, do you consider what is going on with USC still pretty extreme?
Yeah, I mean, they're not. There's some schools that are losing a ton of guys. I think on the USC side, we haven't seen this many potential, starters for next season in the portal like we have before. And, I think it's a combination of things. I do think USC's done a much better job of raising money, and they have more money to give out, but it's about retention and trying to get players, not only just acquisitions, but you're trying to keep guys around. And there's, some players are just asking for more money than they're probably worth, and they're going to go in the portal and see what they can get. But other guys, you might have wanted to overpay for, like a Quentin Joyner, who looked like he'd be your starting tailback next year. So I think it's a combination of things, but this is probably the worst, at least early opening of the transfer portal that we've seen through the first few years of Lincoln Riley era.
So I'm reading from a site called USCFootball.com, and it says Lincoln Riley without 5-star recruit on USC roster. Now, how's that possible? How is that possible?
Yeah, so he had signed 4 5 stars in the first couple classes he was at USC, and all 4 of them are now gone, and Zachariah Branch is the latest one. So it's a little concerning. They got a couple guys coming in for this class. Jakeem Stewart, they got out of Louisiana, defensive lineman, and Hussein Longstreet, the quarterback. But the 4 guys that he had got in early in his USC career, just a couple years ago, they're not on the roster anymore. So it's certainly concerning. Like Malachi Nelson was a quarterback, and he couldn't even start at Boise State. So it's some of that stuff, but it's concerning to not have one that none of those guys worked out.
Okay, now we get to the Lincoln Riley.
Oh, here it comes. Good.
Have you heard, Ryan, anything about Lincoln Riley in terms of how he deals with recruits, the way that they respond to him, the way that they don't respond to him? Because, like you said, like a couple years ago, some really big name guys have come in. I'm wondering if there's an issue with the way Lincoln Riley, I guess, presents himself to these people, or is it an issue of the team starting to lose more games? They haven't looked at they're not as exciting as I think the hope when Lincoln Riley joined.
I think personally Lincoln Riley's good as far as when he's in front of players. Like we've heard positive things when he's in a living room or things like that. But it's the way the sport has changed. It's changed so much in the last couple of years. And it just seems like as an organization, and that starts at the top with Riley, that you have to adjust to the new recruiting world. I think if you look at the gold standard right now is Oregon, because they have a lot of money, but they also recruit relentlessly. And I think USC's fixed that money part, but I'm not seeing the sort of this relentlessness to go out. And really, I think the shortcoming has been not locking down as much as you can the Southern California players. And I think they're trying to shift that way a little bit, but I think that strategy, and I think it was a strategy, hasn't really worked out. And so I think there's a lot of it. It's not just about giving a player a bunch of money. It's not just about being good in their living room. You have to kind of do all of this together, and it just doesn't seem like USC's got that down yet. And it's been, you're seeing the results right now. It's been a little concerning. The class was pretty good, but when you get a recruiting class that's just pretty good, I think they needed to hit this portal really aggressively, and it's gone the other way. I think they can still finish fairly strong, but, man, out of the gate, it seems like you're down like 8-0 in the third inning, and you got to make some kind of comeback.
Well, I remember Keyshawn Johnson, obviously famous SC football alum, tweeted out really angrily about how, as you were saying, Ryan, they were leaving a lot of Southern California just on the board. And I remember when they hired Lincoln Riley, initially one of the reactions was this can widen the net in terms of the type of players USC can recruit because Lincoln Riley has been outside of Southern California. Maybe they just went too heavily in that direction.
I think you're right. I mean, I think one of the stats was like Alabama had signed more Southern California players than USC did, and you just can't let stuff like that happen. It did feel like a strategy, and the ironic thing is, like, when Lincoln Riley took over, he had a couple like 5-star players in Southern California or highly ranked players that were committed to Oklahoma switch over. And since then, it's not been that pipeline that you would like to build. So I think some of that's on, just their recruiting strategy, and it's really how the game has changed. It just doesn't seem like USC's adapted really well to incorporate compensation with evaluation and where you are and all that stuff. So it's just a very complicated game right now, and it seems like USC's still trying to figure it out. But in year 3, you want this to be, much more advanced than it is. So
okay, so why are guys leaving? Is it more the money part, or is it more the we don't believe in Lincoln Riley in the direction of the program part?
I mean, I think everyone's an individual. It's an individual decision.
Like, why didn't we pay Zachariah Branch?
I mean, to be honest, like, there wasn't the great production there. I don't know, like a Quentin Joyner, I thought you should have paid for him. I think he wanted more money, and that's someone I think you pay for. But Zachariah Branch didn't have the kind of production, and I like both the brothers, but neither one of them were just killing it on the field, So I think some of it's a business decision, but when you pile up a whole bunch of these at once, there's some guys you could have paid for, and so it just seems like that it's not quite there. It's just not. It doesn't seem like a well-oiled machine right now, Mace.
Yeah, and do we have any chance of getting rid of him?
I mean,
I'm going to ask you every single time you come on. I'm going to ask about it. No,
I don't think it's changed. But
since the last time you asked, I mean, the buyout's gone down that.
It has fallen. Yeah, it's a little less.
It's gone down a week.
The last time I had.
Yeah.
So
It's a crazy situation, and I think it's one of those things where it's Lincoln Riley has his methods. He does the things the way he wants to do them. He has his methodologies, but some of them aren't working right now. And how much can he sort of look inside and say, all right, we're going to change this, we're going to change this? I haven't seen a lot of evidence of that yet. I mean, he's certainly capable of it. I think he can, but I think it's going to come from him making these decisions that we're going to change the way we recruit, we're going to do some things differently and turn things around. So I think if you're a USC fan, that's what you got to hope for, that he can kind of fix this. He's got to right his own ship because there's no way that USC is getting rid of him. So it's going to be up to him to kind of, USC to give them the resources and then him to make the right decisions to get this going in the correct direction.
One word. Ugh. All right, so let me ask you, what are you doing? What does Ryan Abraham do for Christmas? Like, do you have a tree? Do you do all that stuff? How's it work?
I have a tree. I've been to your holiday parties. I love your trees. But yes, I'm, do a tree. I usually travel back east where my family is, but I'm going to stick around here. I have some family in Temecula, so I'm going to go out there and maybe do a little wine tasting on Christmas. We'll see.
Nice. Yeah, you got to stay in town because more Trojans are likely to leave through the transfer portal, and you want to be the first to write about them. Real tree, fake tree?
I have a fake tree, but I love real trees. But, yeah, I have a fake tree.
Apparently it's not environmentally friendly to have a fake tree. They want you to have a real tree because it's biodegradable or whatever, and the fake trees they're trying to discourage everybody from getting.
That's just what big real tree tells you.
Big tree, exactly. All right, hey, Ryan, no holiday party this year, so you're not invited, but my birthday party's coming up on March the 21st. You're definitely invited to that.
All right. Looking forward
to
that.
Man.
You always have the best parties, man.
Thank you, man. Happy Christmas. Thanks a lot for coming on, man.
Thanks for having me.
All right, there you go. I ask him every time.
I know.
Still no chance.
I know, because every week I've been on
You've
Wednesdays
been here.
a lot. Every week you've been asking Ryan Abraham.
Yeah.
I want to know, why is it environmentally safe to cut down trees?
Because trees are biodegradable, right? They're from the earth, and they become dirt again, don't they? Someday. And in the case of plastic trees, they're not recyclable.
I get
they're
that.
Plastic.
But if you're cutting down trees, that's bad for the environment.
No, they're grown Have you ever seen a Christmas tree farm?
No.
There are literally Christmas trees
That's
forever,
not where
as
all
far
of
as you
them
can
come
see.
from,
Well, they come from Oregon. That's where most of the Christmas trees come from.
All of them come from Oregon.
This is a fact. Most Christmas trees in Southern California are from Oregon. Most Christmas trees on the East Coast, for whatever reason, are from North Carolina. So North Carolina and Oregon are the two biggest tree producers in the
Christmas
country.
trees are like cows. Like you're just breeding them for their meat.
Of course.
Yeah. These are very specialized trees.
Wait a minute, do you think they're just walking into a forest and saying, there's a pine?
I know there are people that do that. I just don't see how cutting down trees is actually... Look, I'm Jewish.
But look, I got this from Evan Cohen. There's a spot running on the station about go to your
so you didn't
Christmas
know
tree
it.
farm.
You
No,
got it. No.
I learned it from Evan.
I think in terms of the environmental effect, like these are not trees, I think, that are big enough to really affect the environment one way or the other. Like,
I mean, a tree.
We're not talking about
Oxygen,
chopping down
O2.
like the redwoods or like the
Yeah,
Amazon
the redwoods are
rainforest.
safe.
The endangered trees.
Exactly.
These are smaller scale trees, Greg.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Do you have your tree up, Andy?
We do have our tree.
Oh,
up.
yeah?
Real
Now,
tree.
do you celebrate both, or do you celebrate both?
Let me tell you something. 25th through the 26th, that's a big 24 hours for my daughter.
That's
because
the start of Hanukkah, right?
Yeah, Hanukkah begins technically, I think, the night of the 25th, but into the 26th. Obviously, Christmas Day, 25th. Big day for Lily.
So do you do a gift every day of Hanukkah?
Assuming I remember to get enough gifts, yes. But then, there's stuff from the grandparents that get tossed into
Is it
there.
really just Christmas gifts that are being strung out for Hanukkah?
Are you saying that the Jewish holiday is the leftover holiday, Mace?
No, I'm saying that
exactly
if
what
you're,
you're
I'm
saying.
saying if you're
like to me.
celebrating both,
It hasn't
you're
been-
supposed to get a
It has
present
not
for
been enough
8
the way
nights.
my people have been persecuted for centuries.
yeah,
You've got to
of
make
course.
this holiday now.
No, Bergman, isn't that right? In other words, if you're celebrating Christmas, there are a bunch of gifts, right? This is how it works for me.
You're coming to the wrong guy for
If you're celebrating Hanukkah, there's a gift each night for
There
8
is.
crazy
There
nights.
is.
So
There is.
some
Yes.
people, when I was younger, I got gifts every night, but it was like a hat one night. It was socks the
What
next
about a
night.
dreidel?
It was like a
book.
toothbrush. There was always one
Dreidel's
big.
more of a Hanukkah accessory.
Yeah, that's,
Oh, is that what
that's
it
a
is?
game.
That's a
Spin the
bad
dreidel?
gift.
Yeah.
That's a game.
Yeah.
If you got that for a present, that's a
They don't
really,
care about you.
You do not. No.
So how much this is kind of a personal question. How much will you spend on
too much
gifts this year?
Too much.
Yeah, what's too much?
God. Between Hanukkah and Christmas and my wife wanting to make up for past Christmases she didn't enjoy.
Really? A lot.
There's a lot of psychology about Christmas in my house.
DeAndre, what do you do for now? Do you have a tree and all that stuff?
Yeah, we have a tree, but it's the fake one. We always go with the fake one. You know what? Younger
It's
growing
not,
up, we always...
it's not good for the environment.
I know.
When you throw that tree out, it's going to take 1,000 years to decompose.
Sure, but you keep that fake tree for like 10 years.
You do. Throw it back in the box, put it in, in storage, come back for Christmas, we're ready to go.
I guess as long as
you
don't
don't
throw it
throw
away,
it
it's
all
a
out.
Friendly way to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, I get all my information from Evan Cohen from Unsportsmanlike with Evan Canty and Michelle. I heard them do a spot about it, and I'm like, all right, sure. Use a real tree. All right, coming up next, we're going to spin the wheel of questions. At some point today, we are going to hear from Coach Sean McVey as they get ready to face the Jets. I saw the first episode of the Aaron Rodgers Enigma show last night.
Oh, my.
Oh, we'll talk about it. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Don't you love the sounds of the holiday season? The bells, the sleighs. Woohoo! If so, your holiday's now even more magical because now during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, you can take home your favorite Hyundai with some of the season's greatest savings.
Drive away now in one of our most popular models with 0% APR and 0 payments for 90 days. Only during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offer ends January 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Travis with DeMarco and Evan Cohen.
Only one all-star defensive team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Texting enrolls you in a recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
The team's looking good this season.
I think so. Man, I miss playing football. Being young with unlimited energy to burn. Ever since I turned 40, I just can't find that fire I used to have.
Think it could be lower testosterone?
What do you mean?
All guys lose their edge when they turn 40. The body has less testosterone. That's why I take Newgenic's Total T.
I've heard about Newgenics. That really works?
Since I started taking Newgenics, I'm lifting like when we played for Coach Carter. I feel more energized at work. It's even spiced up things between me and the missus.
Are they still giving out complimentary bottles for people to try?
Yep, send a text. It's that easy.
Text LIKE to 42424 right now for your complimentary bottle of Newgenics Total T. It's the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and they'll also send you a bottle of Newgenics Thermo X, their newest, most powerful fat burner ever, absolutely free. Text LIKE to 42424. That's LIKE to 42424.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
What does Luke Robitaille think? All right. Doesn't like it. Just to be fair, it's when Laura does the question or I do the question. Yeah. So
What about when John does the question?
No, I don't do it then.
Why not?
Yeah, I don't want to upset John. You know how it is.
I do.
Yeah. So, yes, you do.
I do.
All right. Okay. So
true. No lies told.
So, spun the wheel of questions here. What came up? All right. So this is interesting. You remember when Ben Affleck was married to J-Lo for the second time?
I was going to say, you're going to have to be more specific.
Yeah. So they're split again. And
right after the documentary that she forced him to do
about the greatest love story ever told.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
end of that. They need the sequel.
When content goes awry.
Yeah. So here's what it says about Ben. He says, Ben doesn't look at the internet, especially anything about his divorce from J-Lo. He avoids social media and does not click on anything to do with her. In fact, he has a J-Lo filter on his phone so that the browser doesn't allow anything that contains her name in it. Question is, have you ever had an ex that you tried to just completely erase from your life?
Not to that extreme.
No?
No. I can't think of anybody that I went to the equivalent of trying to filter them out of my life altogether.
Right.
I don't think I've ever had a breakup.
Not even an unfollow.
No. You
No.
know what?
You and Anna have been together for how long?
I was going to say, we started dating in 2006, I think. So that's also around when social media, Facebook, all this stuff happened. Like, before, other women that I dated and it ended, you just broke up.
Right.
Like, there was nothing to unfilter. There was nothing to block.
Yeah, sure. You're right, because there was no social media. Right.
I mean, the worst you could do is maybe block their phone number. That's about it.
Right. Bergman, I'm guessing you might have a filter.
There may be a filter or 7. I try to get rid of my ex-wife completely, but I have a daughter with her, so I can't do that.
That's hard.
So that doesn't actually happen. But for the most part,
do you follow your ex on Twitter or
absolutely not.
Instagram?
There is no communication. Oh, I hope not. I hope there's not one. Nobody wants that. No.
You did for a while.
No. Anyway. No, I don't follow anything of hers. She doesn't follow anything of mine. The only communication we have is about Riley.
Okay.
My ex, the one before, or like the one after one that was a 5-year relationship that lived with me, completely gone from my life.
Gone.
There's not one thing in my house that was of hers. I don't follow her on any social media, not even Facebook.
Right.
There's nothing that I have that connects me to her in any way.
I want to check now because I know who you're talking about. And because you dated for a while, I met her a few times.
Oh, yeah.
There was a period where we were Facebook friends. I want to see now if we actually are still Facebook friends. Like, I don't remember if we unfriended or if she deactivated.
Probably
from
not.
Facebook.
I mean, I don't know why you would go into it randomly and be like, oh, I got to delete that
I got to
person.
get rid of her.
Right.
Yeah.
No.
DeAndre, what about you? You've got a string of women behind you.
Yeah, I erase everything, man. Anything in my past, you're gone.
Is that right? So you erase
everything.
Pictures?
I mean, we have pictures on Instagram, all that stuff. Got rid of it.
You go back and you delete the
yeah.
pictures.
Oh yeah, even in the archives and stuff, get rid of it.
Wow.
Especially coming in a new relationship now, and I don't want.
That's what it is.
Oh, you're in a new relationship now.
Yeah,
How long is the new relationship?
I've been dating for a year and about 4 months now.
Why do you still have pictures of her? Why do you still have pictures of her?
I don't want to hear that. Why you still have pictures of her? Like, I don't want no questions and concerns going around. So
Right.
just get rid of it.
Okay.
That's just smart.
I've generally erased everybody who Juan and I are 19 years, so it's been a long time. But I don't have any contact with any of my exes under any circumstance at all by order.
Do you have okay?
By order.
By order.
That's interesting because there are a couple girls that I've dated that I'm still friends with well into my marriage, and my wife likes them.
Yeah, that doesn't work for us.
Do you have any physical photos of exes?
No, none. They're packed away if I have them. But no, there's no. You can't put a picture of your ex up in your house when you with somebody else.
I don't mean framed. I mean just like up on the mantle.
Up on the mantle.
No, but I mean like, old photographs, in an album or whatever. Like, I have a lot of physical old photographs, and I guarantee there is a picture of women I've dated before somewhere mixed up in there.
So, did you ever get dumped in your life?
Yeah.
Did you?
Yeah.
And did it send your life spinning?
No.
No, it did not. It wasn't that big a deal?
No.
See, I had one that I got, the only time I ever got dumped. I'm like, screw you. I don't even remember his name anymore. I don't want anything to do with him. Because that's the only time I ever got dumped. Did you ever get dumped, DeAndre?
I did, yeah.
Yeah?
My recent one, yeah, she dumped
Oh,
me.
she dumped you.
She dumped me. And
How'd
actually,
you do
it was for the better. Because at the time I was living with her, and then when everything happened, it was when I got the internship here.
Oh, okay.
So I was able just to focus on just work and just, climb,
How'd she break up with you? Text?
No, I was actually in person. I was actually surprised about that.
Really?
I was actually in person. That took a lot of courage, and I actually respected her for actually being honest and open about it.
Yeah, that's nice. That's nice. I'm trying to think. When I got dumped, it was a fax. I got faxed.
Oh. Did you really get dumped by a fax?
No, I did not.
That's impossible. It starts coming in slowly.
Do you remember fax machines?
It starts says, I'm breaking. It takes like 45 minutes to actually come through.
We had fax machines. Nobody uses a fax machine anymore.
My
do they?
mom uses a fax machine. She absolutely does.
Always one technology behind.
Right. That's like 7 technologies behind.
Yeah, you're true. You're right. You're right. All right, there you have it. There is your wheel of questions. Okay, let's do this.
Bobcat.
It's from my mom.
Jan Bergman. So we're going to do radio graffiti, sports graffiti. So anything you got is fair today. 20, 30 seconds. Maybe you saw the Cup game last night. Maybe you have a comment on the fact that, and we'll get to this, Milwaukee didn't celebrate as vigorously as the Lakers did last year. Don't even. Just let it go, Andy. I know you got a take on it. Just hold it for a minute. Maybe you're wondering about Teo, whether or not Teo's getting closer to what do the Dodgers need to do? All that kind of stuff is fair. USC, you heard, recruiting ditch, mass exodus. We need to get rid of Lincoln Riley as fast as possible, but it's not going to happen. 877-710-ESPN, 877-710-ESPN. Mason and Ireland, 710-ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
If the Lakers offered me the same deal that the Clippers offered me, and the Lakers was just a little bit less, I might consider it.
You're full of matzah.
Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Score a win with Amazon Pickup, the MVP of package pickup options. Amazon Pickup is a convenient and secure way to collect your Amazon packages from locations that are near you. This season, keep your holiday gifts a surprise when you choose to pick up from Amazon Locker or Counter. Whether you're hustling between home, work, or your usual game day spots, grab your packages on your schedule. Amazon Pickup is the worry-free option for the times when home delivery isn't ideal. To find your nearest Amazon Pickup location, go to amazon.com/pickupmvp. That's amazon.com/pickupmvp.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you're looking to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. They'll make you a cash offer, no need for repairs. They buy as is. With Seller's Advantage, there are no agents. They can close in days, and they buy with cash. They'll even offer a $10,000 advance to help with moving and other expenses. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS, 888-390-2747, and visit sellersadvantage.com.
After a massive win over the Buffalo Bills, your Los Angeles Rams return home with a playoff berth within reach. Rep the Royal in Seoul and pack SoFi Stadium as Matthew Stafford and the Rams seek revenge against Kyler Murray and the Cardinals. The stage is set for a race to the playoffs. Grab your tickets today at therams.com/AZ. Again, that is therams.com/AZ to watch your Rams battle the Cardinals on Saturday, December 28th or Sunday, December 29th at SoFi Stadium. See you at the Rams house.
Hey, it's Mace. You have never experienced anything like Cosm. Trust me, it will blow your mind, and you can experience the NBA like never before. NBA action in immersive shared reality. Every assist and dunk and buzzer beater comes to life on Cosm's immense 8K plus wraparound display.
Use our exclusive discount code ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA event in December.
Get your tickets now at Cosm.com. That's COSM.com.
710 ESPN, your home for the 17-time world champion Lakers.
KSPN Los Angeles, a good karma brands radio station.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
All right, you guys complain about getting a busy signal. We got actually 2 lines open right now, 877-710-ESPN for sports graffiti. Let's start out with our friend Portia. Portia, you're on sports graffiti. Haven't heard from you in a while, Portia. What's going on?
I know I've been trying to get a hold of you for you to come on my podcast again. I have a two-part question.
Okay.
Do you think the Lakers will make any trades? And what is your thoughts on Darvin Ham calling out the Lakers today?
It's a very good question. So, Darvin Ham, if you missed this, last night after the Lakers game, was asked about after the NBA Cup game, was asked about the Lakers, and he said, "To do as well as I did, I swear to God, anywhere else I'm probably looking at an extension. I'm not talking feelings, just facts. They go from not making the playoffs to the conference finals, and we won the in-season tournament." He is complaining, says, I shouldn't have been fired. We'll get to that. It's an interesting comment that we will discuss a little bit more. Yeah, exactly. Put a pin in that. Smart people say that. Let's go to Isaac. Isaac, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Isaac.
Hey, I got 2 points for you guys.
Okay.
First question is that when the Lakers trade LeBron to the Golden State Warriors?
When?
Yeah, so they obviously have to trade Anthony Davis because they can't just keep him because that wouldn't be right to him as a player.
Okay.
Do you think OKC would want to trade for him for picks?
Okay. Thank you very much for the call. So I personally think in a world where LeBron asks for a trade and he is traded, I don't think that necessarily means they're moving off of AD, who is younger and still pretty damn dominant when on a nightly basis. I think you build around AD if LeBron were to ask for a trade.
I think it's going to depend on what AD wants, because if AD wants, they will move him.
If he wants out, they'll trade him.
That being said, they better be able to reconfigure this roster around AD really quick, because he's 31.
Yeah, right.
Like, the runway in his prime still exists, but it's not that long.
Yeah, true. Let's go to Raymond. Raymond, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Raymond.
How's it going?
Good, man.
I get your Netflix problem solved.
Okay, what is
it? Ireland says it all the time. He takes his fire stick with him to hotels.
That is a very good idea, one that was discussed on Twitter. I had not thought about it. I don't know anything about this thing, a fire stick, so we got to get John on to explain it. Can we get John to explain what a fire stick is?
Yeah, we can do that probably tomorrow. We'll set him up for about 1:30.
the same story.
Okay.
I've never heard it.
No, me either. It's new to me.
This fire stick you speak of.
Yes.
I've never heard of it.
Let's go to Roland. Roland, you're on Sports Graffiti. Go ahead, Roland.
Hey, Mason, calling, long-time listener, big-time fan.
Thanks, man.
Had 2 questions for you. I went to the Cosm event, one of them when Beto was there.
Yeah.
I gave Brian Cohen a goodie for you guys to try. Just curious if you guys have had any opportunity to try it.
Let me tell you something. My life is circle. It's in that world. I don't know if I got specifically the Brian Cohen gummies, but certainly they went to good use.
and then my second question. I know you're the cinephile on the pod, but have you seen the movie Heretic yet? And if so, what were your thoughts?
Yeah, it's a good question. I have not seen Heretic. I hear it's great. It sounds scary to me. I generally don't go see scary movies. I love Hugh Grant.
Religious freak. It's
is that what it is?
Fantastic.
But isn't it like a horror movie?
Yeah.
See, I don't dig horror movies. Did you see it, DeAndre? Heretic?
Nah.
Anybody? No, I hear it's great. Yeah. I think it even got nominated for Golden Globes and stuff. Awards, I think.
It wouldn't surprise me if Hugh Grant got
nominated. Yeah, but I generally don't go to scary movies. There are 2 of them that are getting a lot of buzz this year. One is called The Substance, and the other one is called Heretic. I haven't seen either one, only because I think they're both fall into category of horror, but I may have to go see them.
Yeah, I've heard.
I hear Demi Moore is like awesome in The Substance.
And Margaret Qualley.
Oh,
who
Margaret
plays
Qualley.
sort of like the younger her.
Yes,
or like the younger aspirational version of her.
Right,
it's supposed to be quite good.
Nurse Ray, you're on Sports Graffiti. What's happening, man? Nurse Ray. Moving on. Let's go to Mundo. Mundo, you're on Sports Graffiti. What's happening, man?
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
Hey, Mace, I just want to stick up for Ireland because I feel like last week we were getting on him about he's always bringing up the fire stick. And now, at the start of this show, you're trying to get on Netflix. You need a fire stick, baby.
Yeah, I think you're absolutely right. I can't believe I didn't think of it. By the way, that's just proof that every story John tells me, I treat them like the first time I'm hearing them. So he needs to explain the fire
It's also
stick again.
proof of just how little, after 20 years together, you guys actually listen to each other.
Yeah.
Like, you're just tuning each other out, but you have such good synergy, you can make it work.
Yeah, it is weird. Sometimes we do a full show and we don't listen to each other at all.
I call that the show.
Yeah. And you know what? And people wonder what it's like here during commercial breaks. We talk about stuff, but we don't talk a lot. Like, we stare at each other a lot across this desk.
You are both on your computer for the most part.
Both on our computers.
And even if I go in there to talk to you, you're staring at the computer. Ireland's staring at the computer. It is very quiet in there, even no matter who goes in.
It is. And part of it is that John believes, and I tend to agree, that we try to have no conversations before we go on the air. Like, I don't want to know what he's going to talk about. He doesn't want to know what I talk about. He wants it all the discussions to be on the air. So when we go to commercials, we're like, save it for the air.
It's also, I think in the case of both of you, short attention span, and especially in the case of John, short retention span.
Yes.
I mean, within 30 seconds, whatever you say to John, gone.
Gone. History.
Gone.
Yep.
Ether.
And by the way, and of course the other, I'm not going to do this. When I go away, everybody hammers me, from what I'm told.
I don't think so.
Is that not true?
No, I mean, you get the normal amount of hammering.
Right, but
it's mostly just like Mason takes days off. He has so many days off, he takes every single one of them. I actually think he's doing it the right way, and I'm doing it the wrong way. It's very much the same thing.
Not the same
Yeah,
story.
exactly. That's what it is.
I mean, if you've heard one show without you, you have heard them all.
Right. So you guys just bag on me for being off.
Well, that's the only thing he bags on you for.
Because I don't want to go on the air, frankly, and just bag on Ireland for when he's not here. I just want to be better than that.
Do you want to bag on Brian since he's not here?
Well, Brian's getting married on Friday, so he gets he gets a couple of days. He gets a pass for a few days. Yeah.
I mean, look, we can from this point forward, no mention of Ireland.
Yeah, no. Well, no, we can mention him, but only in a positive way. Like, we're not going to bring up like hour 3, where sometimes he.
Hey, John, wake up!
No.
Pay attention.
We're not doing that. We would never
I don't
bring
want
that
to
up.
do that.
You're tired of doing that.
I am tired of it. I'm tired of it.
Hey, John, wake up! Pay attention.
All right,
so more of that.
I want to do this Darvin Ham quote a little bit. So last night, the Milwaukee Bucks won the NBA Cup with kind of a runaway win over OKC. And Darvin Ham, after the game, a couple of things. First, he claims that he went to Doc Rivers and said, let's not celebrate this, like we did with the Lakers with champagne and whatnot.
I think that may have been Doc relaying that to Chris Haynes.
Oh,
like
is that
Doc,
Doc relayed the conversation with Darvin Ham to Chris Haynes.
As opposed to Darvin relaying this to Chris Haynes or Mark Spears or whoever.
So how much did the Lakers actually celebrate when they beat Indiana in the inaugural IST?
According to Dan Wojcicki, who was there, he covers the Lakers for the LA Times.
Yep.
I'm reading a tweet from him right now. I walked into the, quote, celebration room after the final, and it was like 5 NBA staffers surrounded by all the booze, and they told me I could take as much as I wanted. The Lakers were in there for a blink. The photos got snapped, and then they went on their way with their wallets fatter.
So there was no spraying of champagne?
Yeah. Dan said, I don't doubt this is true, like the idea that Darvin said, we don't want to celebrate this too much, told this to Doc. But the Lakers barely celebrated a year ago. Most players didn't even stay the night in Vegas. The team was back in L.A. like 24 hours later, immediately went into that bad stretch.
Okay, so that's all a bogus story.
Embellished, perhaps.
Embellished, right. The Lakers, apparently they popped the cork on a bottle of champagne, and they did that. Last night, Milwaukee didn't do anything.
Right.
Okay. So Darvin Ham also, and I don't know who this is through.
This is through, I believe, Mark Spears at Anscape.
Darvin says this about getting fired by the Lakers. To do as well as I did, I swear to God, anywhere else I'm probably looking at an extension. I'm not talking feelings, just facts. They go from not making the playoffs to the conference finals, and we won the in-season tournament, which I think is less important. I mean, it's great. It's great. It was a nice moment, but does he have a point? If he were in another city, would he have gotten an extension based on what he calls those facts?
I don't know if he would have gotten an extension, but I think he has a point that track record does not get you fired as quickly just about any other organization, the proof being the Lakers fire their coach more than just about any organization in the NBA. Like, Darvin, I think, is correct that he would have survived longer with his record as a coach just about anywhere else. Now, he did lose the locker room by multiple accounts and appearances.
Yep.
And that is going to be a problem for any coach.
Yeah.
That said, this is an organization that recycles through coaches fast.
And you know what? Ireland said, I'm talking about Ireland again. Ireland says that this is an interesting experiment this year because they have the same roster
basically
and a different coach, and it's a question of how much difference a coach can make. So far, not much.
But what Darvin Ham is saying, isn't it about expectation? The Lakers' expectation is to win titles and to keep your locker room. If you go to Charlotte and you get to the conference finals, yeah, you're getting an extension. If you go to Memphis, you're getting an extension. It depends on where you are. Los Angeles, it's not just about getting it's not about getting swept in the conference finals.
Right.
It's about making it to the finals.
Even most organizations that have had success, you don't get fired after 2 seasons, both of which you went to the playoffs, one of which you went to the Western Conference Finals. I mean, I think Darvin is correct about this. The Lakers maybe, we judge by championships, but there have been plenty of coaches who have survived longer having done less.
Right. Is there a part of it, too, that you actually make the playoffs and they made the play-in for those years? Because you're not actually making into that top 6.
So I go back and I look at last year and I say, I think there were a 46-win team.
Yeah.
Phil Jackson's first 2 years back when he returned, they were 7 seeds both years and got bounced in the first round both years.
I mean, he's Phil
Jackson. And he wrote it out, but he's Phil Jackson.
Right,
he gets a little bit of
they were
as opposed to a first-time head coach.
My point being, though, they were also more patient then.
Right.
Like I think they recognize this is not a championship roster. Like, Phil Jackson should not be on the hot seat because he can't get a non-championship roster to the championship.
Right. I think if you go back and look at this, Darvin will be a head coach again, I think.
I would be stunned if he doesn't get another chance.
And I think he'll get better at it.
Yeah.
I don't think he'll have those screwed up rotations that we had to deal with last year.
That's part of, though, why Darvin lost the locker room last year, because last year he went out of his way, seemingly, to avoid any lineup and any lineup configuration other than the one that got them to the Western Conference Finals. And that was clearly confusing and aggravating the players.
Right.
Like, it was not a secret. It was obvious the way they talked about it. I even asked Darvin about it one time. Like, is there something that you saw during that playoff run that made you think that look won't work as well? And his answer was like, no, it's basically just, I just haven't been doing it.
Yeah, yeah.
That is going to upset the players, especially when they're told continuity, continuity, continuity.
Yeah, and this year we've got continuity, accepted head coach, and we've got basically the same record. I think there's one game difference between where the Lakers are now and where Darvin was at the same point last year.
If they win tomorrow against Sacramento, they will be the exact 15-12.
There you go.
Is that a good thing?
Well, no.
No, right.
I don't think
that's...
By the way, if the idea is let's see what difference a head coach can make, it really is apparently none.
Well, as of right now,
as of this moment.
But I mean, Darvin's season turned last year in February. So
it began to really turn after the IST.
Yeah,
because remember they had that.
That's when they went into the tank. Yeah.
15-12, perhaps.
15-12. All right. Coming up next for you, we talked about Xavier Legette and his love of raccoon. Now we've got an NFL owner who says, me too. Plus, the NBA arena with the best bargains. That's coming up next for you. Mason in Ireland. Andy's in for John, 710 ESPN.
The most followed sports radio station in America.
710 ESPN.
At ESPN Los Angeles on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Twitch.
LA's mega sports station.
710 ESPN.
Here's the scenario. Your home is flooded and there's extensive water damage. This is when it can feel as though your relationship with your insurance has become an abusive one. They don't agree that you need a replacement living arrangement, despite it being glaringly obvious. Then The insurance adjuster leaves you hanging. You feel abandoned with a home that is no longer livable, and you now have no other choice than to use the insurance contractor to make repairs, which includes their brazen attempt at lowballing the estimate. Okay, so here's what you do. You take a deep breath, then you call Avner Gatt. They're one of California's largest public adjusting firms, and trust me, size does matter in this case because Avner Gatt has experienced it all. Insurance companies can make you feel like a criminal, leaving you with no hope in getting your home back together. Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle these situations. Not only do they have extensive knowledge on how to handle your dilemma, but they remain passionate about helping people. It's why Avner and his family continue to take the calls themselves at Avner Gatt Inc. They cover all of Southern California, and if I haven't convinced you with all of these truth bombs thus far, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. So, whether you have a toilet overflow, a broken water line, a burst supply line, a broken fire sprinkler, whatever the water damage is at home, call Avner Gatt today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256. And you can go online to avnergatt.com.
When pain keeps you from doing what you love, Hoag Orthopedic Institute gets you back to you. We are ranked number 18 in the nation and number 1 in Orange County for orthopedic and spine care by U.S. News & World Report. From the surf to the green, our world-class doctors are there, which is why more Californians choose Hoag Orthopedic Institute for orthopedic and spine care more than any other hospital. At Hoag Orthopedic Institute, there is no one better at getting you back to you. Proudly founded by premier physicians in partnership with Hoag. Learn more at HoagOrthopedicInstitute.com.
Sage Spa, give a gift, get a gift. How about get a gift, get a gift? Now your top reasons to visit Morango.
Get a commemorative 20th anniversary holiday ornament, the 25th.
Number 2.
Earthquake will leave you shaking with laughter. Live January 25th.
And the number 1 reason.
We're giving away 45 Samsung 55-inch TVs on New Year's Eve. Play your favorite games with your rewards card. 10A to 6P to enter.
Morango, good times.
Accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
Winning matters, especially after an accident. At calljacob.com, we're here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to calljacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB.
Prescriptions require an online consultation with a healthcare provider who will determine if appropriate. Restrictions apply. See website for details and important safety information. Subscription required. Price varies based on product and subscription plan.
Hi, I'm Dr. Peter Stahl, board-certified urologist and senior vice president of men's sexual health at HIMSS. In my 12 years of practice as a reproductive urologist, I've helped many guys with ED, and it has never been more convenient to treat than it is right now, thanks to HIMSS. It really wasn't easy before. You had to take time out of your day, come to a physical office, and see a specialist like me in person. Now, through HIMSS.com, you can get world-class sexual health care and a full range of treatment options for ED through a 100% online process. It starts with a free assessment from a medical provider licensed in your state who can determine if ED treatment is right for you. If prescribed, your medication is shipped to you for free. So don't wait. Join the hundreds of thousands of guys who've gotten help for their ED through HIMSS.
To start your free online visit and find ED treatment at up to 95% off brand name prices, go to hims.com/joy. That's hims.com/joy for your free online visit.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
We're not on Christmas music? You anti-Christmas there,
I'm not
DeAndre?
anti-Christmas. I don't know. I just
threw a little in there.
Yeah,
That's all right. That's all right.
Hey, this is greatness right here. All of this is wonderfulness.
When you say all of this, what do you mean?
This song?
Yeah, oh no, the song
Party
is
all the
great.
time?
It's what it is.
My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
This is great.
By the way, I
we
love
can get away from Christmas
now,
music for 1 minute.
I like the fact that he mixes up the lyrics so much. My girl wants to party all the time, party all the time, party all the time.
To say it
she
3
wants
times.
to party all the time, party all. I mean, yeah. Eddie Murphy's big hit.
Not the same lyrics.
Not the
Eddie.
same lyrics, exactly. All right, so I brought this to the show earlier this week. Xavier Legette, who's a wide receiver for the Carolina Panthers, was asked a couple of weeks ago about what he's looking forward to most at Thanksgiving dinner. His answer, the raccoon.
Yeah.
And we had a celebrity chef talk about this. Says, yes, raccoon is, a delicacy. And when prepared right, it's delicious and all that stuff. So the last person in the world I thought would actually join Xavier Legette in this love of raccoon is Jerry Jones, owner of the Dallas Cowboys.
All right, Jerry, last one. I want to finish up with a final taste of that Carolina victory. Xavier Legette, their receiver, says that he eats raccoon, and that set the food world ablaze. We talk about hunting and game with you. Have you ever had raccoon or anything similar, which would shock a lot of other non-hunters or game eaters?
I've eaten a lot of raccoon. Yes. The answer is yes. And I've eaten it hunting. I've actually had it served by my mom at the table away from hunting. And I have eaten raccoon. And yes, it's not uncommon at all. I'll tell you something that is one of my favorites is squirrel. And it's wonderful, and my mother could do a great job of it. And we all had our favorite pieces, and my dad and sister, I have one sibling, a sister, and they would fight over, not fight, but my mom and I, they were just my sister and I as far as siblings. My mom and I wouldn't even ask for the brain in a squirrel.
Oh, man.
Oh. And delicious, seriously.
The squirrel brain.
It's like the equivalent of the big piece of chicken.
Yeah, that is
the squirrel
something.
Brain. Not surprised in the slightest.
No, me either. Me either. I mean, honestly, I think we live in L.A., right? I come from Central Pennsylvania. That's where my family's from. Hunted squirrel. I don't remember raccoon.
Well, you got to remember.
Hunted deer, hunted squirrel, hunted bear.
Jerry Jones grew up very poor in, like, country Arkansas.
Right.
Like, very poor, very Arkansas.
Yep.
That is normal where he grew up. And in a lot of ways, that is meat. You want meat? You want some form of meat? You're eating raccoon. You're eating squirrel. Like, you're not going to the Ralphs or whatever to get steak or even chicken. You're eating.
You go out and you hunt for breakfast. You hunt for dinner. That's the way it rolls. I mean, and by the way, everything that my family did take down, we ate. We had bear meat, and we had venison, and we had squirrel. And
venison now has become something that's considered upscale.
Oh, yeah, now it's like fancy.
Yeah. I mean, Jerry can get the best raccoon now.
Right. We used to take, because venison's got a very distinct gamey flavor. Yeah. So we used to take the venison, and you grind up the meat, and then you take beef, and you grind that up, and then you combine the two, so you're basically stretching your beef. Because we were stretching our beef in those days.
Yeah, I mean, venison sausage is really common. Like, it's very, very lean.
Yeah.
Like, it's probably going to taste in some ways better if it's combined with a fattier meat, like a beef.
Right. So, anyway, squirrel brains. Would anybody try them? Squirrel brains?
Squirrel brains?
No?
No.
What about
I don't really
sweetbreads?
know about the whole stretching of your beef, too. That sounds
euphemistic. The beef needs to be stretched.
Okay, Morales.
No, yeah, I mean, you really go. Seriously, you've been hanging out with Chris too much. No, we stretched our beef
Like
by
every day,
adding
that's what we
venison and blending it in. It was beef stretching.
You stretch the beef.
Exactly. You guys are so immature.
I mean, does it not sound
way more mature than you guys?
It does, right?
Like a barely covered euphemism.
So, the other story I wanted to get to here is that the Phoenix Suns have got a brand new value menu for their games.
How much is the raccoon on that menu?
There's no raccoon on the menu. No squirrel brains. You got to go to Jerry's World to get that. So this, I think, is something we will never see across the street at Crypto.com Arena. The Phoenix Suns have a $2 value menu now at their home arena. Now get this. Hot dog, $2. $2 for a hot dog. 16-ounce Dasani water, $2.
Wow, that's less expensive than going to a 7-Eleven.
It is. 16-ounce fountain soda, $2. Bag of chips, $2. Bag of popcorn, $2. Now, you might think they're cutting prices and they're going to lose money on this. This has been proven over and over again. when you lower the prices on things, people buy more. They perceive it as a value, so they buy more. I think that Phoenix is going to do really well with this value menu. Plus, it's giving people an option. I don't know what the prices are across the street, but they're crazy.
I think people also would be shocked, like if you've never worked in either a restaurant or a grocery store, something like that, just how much the markup is.
Yeah.
Like, it is crazy how much less they paid in bulk at cost versus what they turn around, flip it, sell it to you.
Right.
Like, Matt Ishbia, he can afford the markdown easily.
Sure.
Like, in terms of not even losing money. He may, I have no idea if he'll make more than he was doing it before, like in terms of just more sales, but he's not going to lose money doing this. Billionaires don't do things that lead to losing
No,
money.
they don't. Even though they're billionaires.
Right.
By the way, that's how they got to be billionaires.
Yes. No, I mean, look, I say this all the time. Show me the billionaire sports owner, the team owner, that doesn't care about losing money. That's the first one.
Yeah.
They all care a lot.
All right, coming up next for you, a world-famous director, maybe the greatest director of our lifetimes, is turning 77 today, so I want to talk about some of his movies. Plus, Darvin Ham said more stuff after the game last night. We'll get to that as well. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN. So, it is holiday time, and we talk a lot about shopping and getting gifts and all that stuff. I can tell you that there is one perfect gift that you can take advantage of right now that is beautiful flowers, a bouquet from Books. So my mom got hers yesterday, absolutely loves them. She sent me a picture. They're beautiful. My in-laws got it. My other in-laws got it. Everybody got it. And absolutely love them. And right now, you can get 25% off your entire Books purchase, so you can send some too. Here's why I like Books. The flowers are cut fresh and sourced directly from the best flower farms, so they last way longer. They even have flowers that were grown on the side of a volcano. And it was easy. I picked a bouquet, set my delivery date, done. No wrapping required. Books is perfect for people who have everything. Get a festive bouquet for mom, a mini tree for grandma, or go big with a flowers subscription for your wife or girlfriend. It's basically happiness on repeat. She'll get flowers every month. And right now, save 25% off with my promo code ESPN. Go to Books.com, use promo code ESPN. That is BOUQS.com, promo code ESPN. 25% off, Books, promo code ESPN. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason in Ireland.
I mean, come on.
By the way, I do believe Sammy Davis Jr. was a Simpsons character at one point.
Of course he was.
Oh, really?
Wow. Sammy Davis Jr. appeared in 5 Simpsons episodes.
That's right, man. That's right, babe. Hey, Bart, you're great, babe, okay?
Sedano and Cap tomorrow at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Hey, John Ireland here. If you want to sell your home, call Seller's Advantage. Everyone has different reasons for selling. Some people want to downsize and move. Some have inherited a property they want to get rid of, or maybe it's just time for a change. Whatever your reason for selling, Seller's Advantage has a custom solution for your needs. They'll make a competitive cash offer with no repairs needed, as they can close in days, no complicated closing process or contracts falling through. Seller's Advantage has been making sellers happy for decades, and they have the reviews to prove it. Call them today and get a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747, or go to sellersadvantage.com.
Don't worry, sell happy with Seller's Advantage.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Travis with DeMarco and Evan Cohen.
Only one all-star defensive team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
The Hyundai Getaway Sales Event starts now at Cardinale Way Hyundai. Experience the chill of winter and the thrill of savings with 0% APR on a brand new 2025 Hyundai Tucson, 2024 Elantra, Sonata, Santa Fe, Ioniq 5 for up to 48 months, and 0 payments for 90 days. Plus, enjoy peace of mind driving with America's best warranty. Cardin Alleyway Hyundai just off the 91 freeway or online at cardinalleyWayHyundai.com.
Offer available to well-qualified buyers only. Subject to HMF credit approval. Expires January 2nd, 2025.
Hear that? The sound of water being poured on 800-degree rocks. If you were here in this sauna, you'd be so hot you wouldn't have the energy to move. But you're not here. Because your self-care happens out on the road, riding your motorcycle protected by Progressive. Besides, after a long ride, a helmet sweat is way more satisfying. So if you ride, switch to Progressive, America's #1 motorcycle insurer, without even breaking a sweat. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, not available in all states.
Adam Schefter here with Vivid Seats. We've got some late-breaking news coming out of the stands. According to multiple sources, Vivid Seats fans are scoring rewards on every purchase and at a rapid pace. Obviously, these rewards are a game-changer, and coupled with their MVP-worthy ticket selection, why get tickets anywhere else? Don't drop the ball this season. Shop with Vivid Seats and earn rewards on every ticket. And as the official ticketing partner of ESPN, Vivid Seats is offering you $20 off your first $200 ticket purchase with code Schefter. That's code Schefter.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
It's the best time of the year. I don't know if there'll be snow, but
is this Bublé?
It is.
Nothing says Christmas like Michael Bublé. Who my mom is in love with.
Really? I like his voice.
Oh, he's got a great voice.
Great voice.
Yeah. My mom is in love with Michael Bublé because he was on The Voice this year, and she says he was so funny and ended up having apparently the top 2 finishers in The Voice and was great on there. Snoop was on there, one of the judges too this year.
Would she drop Not Stepdad Leo in a heartbeat for Bublé?
Yeah, I mean her hall pass. My mom's hall pass.
You realize
is
you're talking
Bublé.
about your mom, right?
It's all right.
It's her hall pass.
It's either Michael Bublé or the other one, not Garth Brooks, the one that used to be on The Voice. Help me out, country guy. Married to Gwen Stefani.
Yeah. Blake Shelton.
Blake Shelton, there you go. That's the other
Thank
one.
you,
That's
Parker.
a wide range.
From Blake Shelton to Michael
Bublé.
Bublé, exactly. All right, so it is Steven Spielberg's 77th birthday. Damn. And you know the amazing thing about him? He is still making movies. Most directors have like a short burst of great movies and then they sort of fade a little bit. Not the case with Spielberg. I think his most recent movie was
Fabelmans.
The Fabelmans, yeah, which was kind of like his life story. I thought it was very good. But if we talk about the greatest Steven Spielberg movies of all time, what jumps into your mind, Andy?
I mean, if you're thinking about just like degree of difficulty, technical craftsmanship, like it's Schindler's List.
Yeah.
I mean, Schindler's List is an incredibly difficult movie to make.
Yeah.
And it's incredibly well done.
Not the most rewatchable
Right.
movie.
But no, it's not one I want to see again.
I was going to say, but it is. Like, I remember I saw that at USC when I was a student at a screening on campus. And I remember everybody going in, they're talking about, okay, what are we going to do afterwards? Like, we're going to go to 9-0 or whatever bar. Afterwards, dead silent. Everyone just went home.
Yeah, I actually just talked to an actor who was in that movie, Mark Evanier, and he said the one thing about that set was that it was always quiet.
Mm-hmm.
There was no goofing around.
Sure.
There was no laughter. There was not, because it was like, it was.
Well,
it was almost eerie. To
it's
make
a responsibility.
Yeah,
like, doing a movie like that, you have a responsibility to a lot of people.
Yeah.
As far as though just like entertainment, like truly enjoying one of his movies, for me, it's probably a toss up between either Raiders of the Lost Ark or Catch Me If You Can.
Yeah, Catch Me If You Can is great.
I love Catch Me If You Can.
Great movie.
Yeah, it's an excellent movie. Great book too.
Yeah, very rewatchable too.
Yes,
You
it
can,
is. I'll
anytime
watch
it's
that
on,
one.
you watch it. Yep.
Yeah.
Easily.
Bergman, what about you?
So there's he has so many good movies. I think Jurassic Park is up there for me.
Great.
It's a great movie.
So, really fun
That
movie.
came out the same year as Schindler's List.
You're right. They're both 1993.
Yeah.
Wow. Hook was one I watched over and
Hook
over as a
is
kid.
a terrible movie.
It's what?
Emily Hebel, like that is her movie.
It is so good. And,
So dumb.
And one of the ones that I
Such
really
a dumb movie.
Why?
Julia Roberts is flying around like a
Do you remember
bug.
what
I
they,
would just like,
Do you remember what the
swat that
tabloids
thing.
referred to her as?
No.
Tinker Hell.
Tinker Hell.
There were a lot of reports that she and Steven Spielberg did not get along. She was difficult on the set. Not saying it was accurate.
Yep.
Just saying they called her Tinker Hell.
Tinker Hell.
And one of the ones that is one of my favorite movies, and I can rewatch it constantly, and you hate it, The Terminal. I love that movie.
Oh, my God, that's an awful movie.
I love that movie.
That is
Medicine
an
for God.
absolutely awful
Medicine for
movie.
God.
Tom Hanks in a mall. Just stuck
Shut
in a
an
mall.
airport.
It's so
Or an
good.
airport.
Yeah.
It's so good. I've seen that movie at least 50 times.
God.
It's not good.
It's
It's
such
so
a great
awful.
movie.
It's such an awful movie.
No, it was
so
very
boring,
well
so
done.
dull.
Nope.
Hook and I actually would put Hook and The Terminal near the bottom of the
Yes.
list for Steven Spielberg.
No, Hook
Yes,
is a great
Hook
movie.
is
Robin
not a good
Williams.
movie.
Oh, yes,
No, it's not.
You're too old.
DeAndre.
You know, I do a bad job of watching movies.
Yeah.
I don't watch too much movies.
Yeah,
but
we
I
know
would
this,
say,
DeAndre.
But I would say I watched Back in the Future for the first time like a couple months ago. I thought that was my by far
Now
favorite.
he produced that. He didn't direct.
Yeah, he didn't direct
okay,
it, but
I didn't
you're all right. You're close. You can trace my love of movies back to Jaws
Yeah.
in 1975.
It's a lot of people.
That is the first movie that really shook me, that made me think, wow, movies are more than just what we see on the screen. There's an art to it. There's a craft to it. I love the stories behind Jaws, like the shark didn't work for them. The shark apparently was named Bruce, and it didn't do what it was supposed to do, so they had to ad-lib the whole thing, and that's why you don't see the shark
It
for
made it
half
better.
of the movie. It
Made
made
it
it better,
yeah.
right? Anticipation.
How long did it take you to go back into the ocean, Mace?
Never went back.
How long do you
Literally
think
never went back.
How long did it take Ireland to go back into the ocean, Mace?
Okay, so what Ireland did is he and his buddies all got together. They saw the movie
The next day, right?
And next day, and they said, "Oh God, we got to get back in the ocean right away." So he and his buddies all swam out to the buoy.
The buoy, yeah.
Right, and that's how they got over the fear of potentially a shark.
It's good when you tell the story, but I need to hear John tell it.
It's better when John
I've
tells
never
it.
heard
It's a
John
longer
tell this
story.
It
Yeah,
is a
it's
longer
story when he tells it.
Yeah. So there you have it. Happy birthday, Steven Spielberg. Okay, so Darvin Ham said
unloaded the clip.
just a real pivot there. Darvin Ham was talking more last night after Milwaukee beat OKC in the NBA Cup final. What else did he say, Andy?
This is an interview with Mark Spears over at Anscape we had talked about before. Darvin said, any other franchise, you go to the Western Conference Finals and the playoffs, your first 2 years, you win the IST, you're getting an extension.
Yeah.
You're not getting fired.
Right.
Well, it's a long one. I'm not a mudslinger, and I'm not going to wait until I'm 51 to become one.
But
allow me to sling some mud. You feel like you did enough to sustain in one spot. I feel like I did that. I get it. The franchise I'm working for. The expectations can be unrealistic at certain points in time. To be 33-49 when I was hired with an unbalanced roster, turn that around, make it to the Western Conference Finals. The next year we are plus 10 in wins, going from 33-49 to 43-39. Guys got paid on my watch. It went from a lot of unknown scenarios to I think we have a little bit more of a core. Then we got hit with the injury bug like crazy last season. We might have been top 5 in games, lost to injury. Oh, it keeps going.
Oh, man.
It's been reported like I'm just throwing some lineups against the wall to see what sticks. No, man, we were navigating a lot of guys from being hurt to having the oldest guy in the league, LeBron, to navigating AD's injury history. It was a lot. Some of the bleep that was coming out, wow, bro. I don't know X's and O's. I was winging it. Dude, that was the most disappointing stuff. How mean and so much stuff people saying online. The best thing I could do was block out the outside noise, clearly.
Yes. So here's the question I want to ask. Is this bad form for Darvin? Is this bad form? In other words, yeah, it didn't work out. He got fired. He had some success and then got fired. And now he's sort of bitterly looking back on his experience here.
Here's what I think makes it interesting. Like, on one hand, I think there is some validity to what he's saying.
Okay.
Like, I don't think he's sharing the entire context, but I think there is some validity to what he's saying in terms of the organization sometimes has unrealistic expectations, and frankly, they cycle through coaches constantly.
Yes.
On the other hand, he's saying this as an assistant with the Bucks.
Right.
it's not like he's in charge of the Bucs and the Bucs just won this tournament. The Bucs have started moving in the right direction. Darvin obviously deserves some credit. He's part of the staff, but he's not the guy in charge.
Right.
So it's a bit of a weird place for him to be speaking about this from, just because it's not like he's the one in charge of the Bucs now.
Yes.
He's under the guy in charge.
Sure. Hey, well, here's the thing. It's a rough job. I mean, it's rough being a head coach. It's even more demanding being the Lakers head coach. And I think if you don't let that go at some point, it's going to prevent you from moving forward. I mean, look, this is the life you have chosen. Head coaches get hired. Head coaches get fired. Sometimes it's a finicky owner. Sometimes it's a fan base that goes south. Sometimes it's injuries, all that stuff. But I don't think it helps to bitch about it afterwards.
This is funny, actually. I'm reading. There's a lot.
He did a far-ranging interview.
Shout out to Mark J. Spears, man.
Good job,
good
man.
work at the end. There is no ill will for me. The situation is what it is.
I mean, he got asked the question.
There is no ill will?
No, he did get.
He got asked the question. He
It was
answered
all
it
ill.
honestly. Yeah, it was all ill will.
ill.
It's a little bit of sour grapes, but he says that he just blocks out the noise. That's the exact opposite of what he did. He didn't block out any noise. He actually was the guy that said in a press conference, what was it exactly, Andy?
Oh, he said, like, Laker fans living and dying by every single game. Like, essentially, I'm tired of this, like, type of hysterical reaction to, like, every single game.
Then don't be a head coach of the Lakers. There is going to be hysteria.
That was in the middle of the season that he was saying all that stuff, and that's absolutely not blocking out any
he did
noise.
not tune it out.
He did not tune out
Well,
anything,
he was
and he's not tuning out
literally
now.
the noise. At that point, he's talking about the noise.
And also, he says in there, like, he's talking about all these people saying this about my record. Well, let me tell you why it's wrong. That's all noise that he's responding to. So nothing got blocked out.
Yeah, nothing got blocked out.
Very sour grapes.
Man, it's
with all the smoke and we ain't ducking no fade.
Look, man, he's ducking.
It is hard when you are the coach of the
By the
Lakers.
way, I don't mean Darvin. Totally nice guy.
Yeah.
Did a very credible job. I don't like the fact that he's complaining about it now.
I think he deserves another chance.
Sure,
at a head
I do
coaching
too.
Job. I'd be stunned if he didn't get one. Like, remember when the Lakers hired Darvin? The general consensus, and I was among that consensus.
Yes,
that's the best guy on the market. They got the best guy for this job. I think the first season with Russ, I think he navigated that stuff pretty
as well as he could.
The second season, though, in all honesty, I think he regressed to some degree. I think he is correct that he had some difficult things to deal with, but so does every coach.
Right. Yeah, and then, by the way, and the Laker fans, Laker fan base, Lakers Nation, going to be very demanding, very loud, going to complain, live and die with every single game. That's what being a Lakers fan is.
I'll say this right now. If you're somebody like
you Mr. Locked On Lakers.
Yeah, 5 days a week, everywhere you get your podcast.
With a
Monday through
YouTube
Friday.
component.
There is a YouTube
yeah,
component.
that's what I thought.
Hey, aren't you the guy who does the Lakers dance party hoedown on your phone?
I interact with Laker fans a lot. I hear with Laker fans a lot.
Yep.
There are already plenty saying J.J. Redick is a fraud.
Yep.
He snowed the organization, smooth talker, fooled them. And we're not even halfway through the season.
Right, and that's all premature.
Yeah.
All premature. Anyways, there's some Darvin Ham. I did not expect Darvin Ham to be such a significant part of the show today, but he did a lot of talking.
Yeah, a lot of talking.
All right, coming up next for you, going to do some What's Up, Fool. I want to... Oh, you talked about your podcast. I'll talk about mine. Culture Pop Podcast is out now. It's we talk about The Penguin, which I think is the best TV show of 2024. Also, we're joined by the creators of Cobra Kai, which is like one of my... We talk about the Saikai Taikai.
Love the Saikai Taikai.
That is on the Culture Pop Podcast right now. You can get it on YouTube. Just search Culture Pop Podcast, and, of course, on Apple, Spotify, and wherever you get your podcasts. All right, What's Up, Fools? Next. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face, and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another three. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the six. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Cup. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
see.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club, Diddy!
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports.
Disney on Ice invites you to take a magical journey with Mickey, Minnie, and all your friends from Encanto, Aladdin, Cars, Moana, and the Disney princesses. Create new memories with Asha, Raya, Anna, and Elsa from Frozen 2. At Disney on Ice presents Magic in the Stars. Playing the LA area December 12th through January 5th. Tickets on sale now. Visit DisneyOnIce.com today.
ESPN LA and Beverly Hills Orthodontics are teaming up because we want to know who's smiling in SoCal. Go to ESPNLA.com and nominate who you think is making LA a better place. This can be a mentor, a teacher, a coach, a good Samaritan, a youngster who brightens your day. Tell us who's smiling and you could win some awesome prizes like sweet tickets from ESPN LA, Sonic Care electric toothbrushes, whitening treatment, and a grand prize of Invisalign from Beverly Hills Ortho. Enter now at ESPNLA.com and remember you're always smiling at Beverly Hills Orthodontics.
Texting enrolls you in recurring automated marketing text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Leaving for the gym so early?
I'm ready to go.
Since you started taking Newgenic's Total T, you've been acting like when we met in our 20s.
I feel like myself again. Lower testosterone after turning 40 slowed me down. Newgenic's Total T has been a game changer for me.
What is it about Newgenic's Total T that's different?
It's a key ingredient called Tesnor. It boosts free and total testosterone to help you get back the drive and energy from your youth. Total T is backed by 5 clinical studies.
I've seen the huge difference it's made for you in the gym, at work, and in the bedroom.
I'm so glad I sent them a text for my complimentary bottle. Text LION to 321-321 right now for your complimentary bottle of Newgenics Total T. Newgenics is the #1 selling testosterone boosting brand at GNC and Walmart. Do it now and we'll also send you a bottle of Newgenics Thermo X, our newest, most powerful fat burner ever. Absolutely free. Text LION to 321-321. That's LION to 321-321.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason in Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
What's Up, Fool is brought to you by Dos Hombres Mezcal. It's fate. It's friendship. It's mezcal. Dos Hombres.
All right, so Aaron Rodgers said he'll take some time after the season to decide what he wants to do future-wise. Unless I get released right away is something that he said. But even then, he plans on taking his time to decide his NFL future. What do you see as the future for Aaron Rodgers?
I think he is going to retire.
Or a darkness retreat.
I think he is going, a darkness retreat.
With ayahuasca.
With ayahuasca, and that's how he's going to make his decision. No, I think it's kind of done. And I think he must know it's done. Don't you think?
Yeah, I don't think he's... I mean, they're not good this year.
I'll say this. As the guy here who watched part 1 of the Enigma of the Aaron Rodgers show last night, he really bucked the odds on the whole Achilles tear. I mean, he got back faster than pretty much anybody expected. So I guess I wouldn't put anything past him. He's certainly a strong-willed guy. I just think, he'll be 41. No, he's not Tom Brady.
Here's what makes me feel like he is leaning towards retirement. It's looking less and less fun for him, and it's looking much, much harder for him. Like, that's one of the things I noticed with LeBron. Like, even with LeBron still playing, pushing 40 at an unprecedented level at this age.
Right.
This stuff looks hard for him.
Oh, sure.
Like, over the last few years, it's gotten progressively harder, whereas LeBron doing incredible things used to look effortless. Aaron Rodgers used to look effortless.
Yep.
It looks like work now.
Yeah.
We hit the... That's... Sorry.
What's
Yeah,
up,
that's
fool?
all right.
All right, so I was scrolling through Twitter this morning, and I saw something very, very interesting.
Okay.
Dolphins wide receiver Tyreek Hill went out and tweeted out, "It's time for me to go, coach." Then he followed up by saying, "I might get my first gray hair this year." And then he followed up by saying, "Tweet blew up more than I expected. Got y'all exactly how I want." Is it? So we saw what happened with Debo, him going out and tweeting out publicly. Is it a bad look for these guys, these superstars, to go out here and tweet out all their frustrations?
Yeah, I mean, I think there should be like a an hour waiting rule. Like, write a tweet, okay, and let it sit there for an hour. If in an hour it seems like the right thing to say, then go ahead and send it. Otherwise, delete the thing. In this particular case, I have Tyreek Hill on my fantasy team. He's been terrible. And obviously things went south in Miami fast. He wants out. I would imagine they're going to oblige.
Yeah, there have been a lot of reports that Mike McDonald, their coach, went from everyone loving him to everybody hating him really fast in that locker room. Like, I've heard the culture and just the general mood in that locker room. There had also been people speculating that Tyreek Hill was talking about wanting to go coach, like become a coach, like, because this has been on the heels of some other people getting coaching hires, and they're wondering, did he forget to put a comma there? Like,
right.
I gotta go coach, as opposed to I gotta go coach.
Yes. So
doesn't sound like things are good there, though, either
Here's
way.
what it is. It's good for us. It's good to talk about. Good fodder for the machine. Good content. By the way, Mike McDaniel's the head coach, and Mike McDonald is the head coach in Seattle.
Right. And my Cole McDonald, Doobie Brothers and Steely Dan.
Yes, and Norm McDonald has passed away.
What's up, Foo?
All right, so Jake Dickert was the head coach of the Washington State Cougars. And 2 days ago, he said, when he was talking about players leaving in the transfer portal, he said there are no rules. When you lose your starting quarterback and 20-plus players to the transfer portal, plus half your coaching staff, you have to wonder, at what point should we stop playing by the rules? Jake Dickert said tampering is inevitable. Well, yesterday he left the University of Washington State and is now the head coach at Wake Forest.
So after all that, he just left.
Just left.
Up and left.
Just up and left right after that.
Guess what? Coaches have always had a transfer portal, and he's taken advantage of it. I mean, I don't see why players don't have the same advantageous position with the transfer portal that coaches. Coaches go anywhere they want. They can say they're staying and then leave all their players out to dry. The one thing I'll say about the transfer portal, they've got to stop it. The transfer portal should not be open in December. It's screwing everything up. Like, after the first of the year, after the bowl games, that's when the transfer
portal. But here's the problem, though. If you're a player that wants to enter the transfer portal and wants to be valuable to the place you want to go, you don't want to potentially get hurt during a game, like a bowl game that you don't want to play in for a school you plan to leave.
Yes, that is true. But at the same time, like, there are teams that there's one team, I think it's Marshall, can't field a full team for their bowl game because everybody's jumped into the transfer portal.
I believe it is Marshall.
So I just think transfer portal, 100% in favor. Do it after the bowl games and after the playoff. That's what I say.
Agreed.
Bobcat.
All right,
Hey,
so
Jan.
Hi, Mom. All right, so Bryan Cranston is going to be back in comedy, which is nice to hear.
Yes.
He is going to do 4 episodes of Malcolm in the Middle and coming back just for those 4 episodes. Would you be interested in Malcolm in the Middle reboot? It's going to be about where that whole family is now. Did you watch the original, by the way?
I did watch the original. The original
very, very funny.
When I met Brian was doing Malcolm in the Middle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. It's a very, very funny show.
Frankie Muniz is coming back, the whole cast.
Jane Kaczmarek, who plays
We learned that Brian
Lois.
is a really good roller skater through Malcolm in the
That's
Middle.
right.
There's an episode where he just kills it on roller skates.
See, I would argue, think about this. I think one of the reasons that Breaking Bad was so good is because Brian had established himself as such a great comic actor and a great physical comedian. I think all that translated to Breaking Bad, you just see a darker turn on the whole thing.
Absolutely. I mean, if Vince Gilligan had not worked on an episode of The X-Files.
The X-Files, yeah.
Bryan Cranston is like a rare dramatic role at the time.
Yep.
I think he played like a white supremacist
No,
or
he
something
played
like
a guy with a something in his head that was going to blow up if the car slowed down.
Okay, I thought he'd been like
It's kind of like a speed thing,
okay.
yeah.
Speed. But like, that was a rare, if Vince Gilligan hadn't been a part of that, and I think seen that side of Cranston, pretty much anyone else wouldn't have even thought of him, I'm guessing.
Exactly.
As far as I mean, I think 4 episodes is kind of perfect.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you can, like, mine 3 or 4 seasons of Malcolm in the Middle as a reboot.
No.
But just being with these characters 3 or 4 times, that could be fun.
It's kind of like an update.
Yeah, just where you're at now. I mean, everything is 30 years basically now.
Right.
You wait 30 years, you say, okay, let's go do it all over again.
Basically, you're right. Yeah. So, I'm in on it. Who's doing it?
I think it's the same people.
Is it
same people?
same people?
I think everything is the same, all for 4 episodes,
Okay.
and bing, bang,
Cool.
boom.
I'm in.
Yep.
What's up, Foo?
All right, so I had a really weird interaction in the elevator the other day. So I want to know from a guy who hates being in elevators
I don't
with other
like
people.
being in there with another person.
It's very strange.
Mm-hmm.
But I got into the elevator. Someone followed me in afterwards, and this woman went into the corner, the front right corner. I went in, stepped to the back left corner,
Sure.
as you're supposed to, facing forward, and just like, hey, here's your room. But she went into the far right corner, front right corner, and faced directly into the wall. Like her face was right in the corner.
So she's facing away from the doors.
Away from the doors, into the corner, standing right in the corner. Not looking at her phone, staring directly at the corner.
So this sounds like somebody who's afraid of elevators. Is she elevator phobic, whatever that would be called, and she gets nervous on an elevator? Is that possible?
But then why
you can take the stairs.
And also, if you're afraid of other people, you didn't have to get on after me.
She might be socially maladjusted.
Sure, but then don't get on the elevator after me. We were the
How
only
is
ones
she-
in there.
How is she supposed to conquer this unless she faces her fears and gets on the elevator with you?
Exactly. Bergman, she's facing. Well, she's not really facing her fears. She's turned around.
Well, that's the next step.
Yeah.
Is to face it.
The first step is getting onto the elevator.
Yeah, these are baby steps.
Yeah,
You got
okay,
in the
got it.
elevator,
Baby steps to
facing
the door.
away.
Baby
Next
steps to
elevator
the-
trip, she'll face Bergman.
Okay.
Yeah, I just thought it was as interesting.
It
Have you
is
ever
strange.
seen anybody do that before?
No.
Or kind of, I don't know. It was just very interesting.
And by the way, people think I joke about I want to go down in the elevator by myself after the show, but I really do like to go down the elevator by myself.
I can tell you that it's absolutely true. We have gone into the area together where the elevators are. He stops, I get on, and he goes, "I'll take the next one." I've known him for 9 years.
I just like a quiet. It's you know what it is. It's like I'm Steve Mason radio guy. I get in the elevator, I go back down, and all of a sudden I'm Steve Mason normal person. So it's like my adjustment period.
It's the transition.
It's the transition. It's like Severance. Yes. Which I just started watching, which is great.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, it's very good. Did you watch it?
I have not seen it, but I know what you're referencing.
Yeah, it's really good. All right, coming up next for you, we expect to hear from Coach Sean McVey. And
God, I just saw a comment in the
what did he say?
in the chat from Aunt Esther. Greg has that effect on women.
I mean, not necessarily
and
untrue.
faced away from you. Yeah,
Right.
that's true. It's about you. It's not about the elevator.
It very well could be possible, Aunt Esther.
All right. Coming up next, we will talk to Sean McVey. And also, can Travis Hunter play both ways when he gets to the NFL? Should he play both ways? There's one NFL Hall of Fame wide receiver who has an opinion on it. We'll do that coming up next. Mason, Ireland. Andy's in for John, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
If the Lakers offered me the same deal that the Clippers offered me, and the Lakers was just a little bit less, I might consider it.
You're full of matzah.
Sedano and Cap
Weekdays at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Hey, John Ireland here. Are you going through a life change? Whether you're downsizing, inheriting a home, or ready for a change, Seller's Advantage is here to make selling your home easy. They'll buy it as is with a competitive cash offer. No repairs, no hassle. With Seller's Advantage, you're in control. Close as quickly as you want and do it on your own terms. Check out their reviews online and call for a no-obligation offer at 888-390-AS-IS. That's 888-390-2747 or visit sellersadvantage.com.
Hey, it's Mace. You have never experienced anything like Cosm. Trust me, it will blow your mind, and you can experience the NBA like never before. NBA action in immersive shared reality. Every assist and dunk and buzzer beater comes to life on Cosm's immense 8K plus wraparound display.
Use our exclusive discount code ESPNLA. Get 20% off any NBA event in December.
Get your tickets now at Cosm.com. That's COSM.com.
Don't you love the sounds of the holiday season? The bells, the sleighs. Woohoo! If so, your holiday's now even more magical because now during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, you can take home your favorite Hyundai with some of the season's greatest savings.
Drive away now in one of our most popular models with 0% APR and 0 payments for 90 days. Only during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offer ends January 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Travis with DeMarco and Evan Cohen.
Only one all-star defensive team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Hi, this is Sean McVey of your LA Rams. The Rams play here. KSPN, Los Angeles.
710 ESPN.
A good karma brands radio station.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. And we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
When the Rams were 1-4, who could have thought that I could utter this phrase? The first place Los Angeles Rams are at the Jets on Sunday. Joining us right now is Rams head coach Sean McVey. Sean, how are you?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Everything is good. You know, we're just going to get into this topic a little before we get to the game. Travis Hunter won the Heisman Trophy on Saturday. Terrific player on both sides of the ball. Is it possible for a player like Travis Hunter to play both sides in the NFL?
You know, I don't think you would say no after what he's done. I mean, some of the things that he's done is one-of-one status. You know, you've had guys that can play select packages and be heavily involved in one side or the other, but the competitive stamina, the ability to play and be as effective as he was is unbelievable. You know, I think that question will be better answered by whoever drafts him. But he can do both.
Oh, yeah, he's good at both of them. No question about it. So a win is a win. Big win at San Francisco last week. Rainy, especially the first half. How much did the weather affect what was going on? Is that why the scores were so down?
Oh, I think it had an impact. You know, I thought the defenses played well. And then I think there's an element of once you see how the game's being played out, you know, it elicits a different response to try to be able to play complementary football. And I thought our defense was excellent. I thought they got off the grass on third down, really with the exception of a big completion to Kittle. You know, we were able to really minimize any explosives. It's a great offense. And then, you know, offensively, I thought our guys not play as well as we're capable of in the first half. And then in the second half, thought they did a good job being able to establish the run. Love to see those guys finish in the red zone, but ultimately I thought they did enough, and I thought it was really cool to see Darius Williams make the pick, and then the offense be able to sustain a possession all the way up until 20 seconds left in the game with a 6-point lead. So a lot of good stuff, and I think it says a lot about our team to be able to win in a short amount of time, 2 games in 2 totally different ways, but both with quality, quality wins against quality teams.
One of the things that's jumped out at me, Sean, over the last couple seasons is how you guys have overcome these really difficult, slow starts to put yourself in this type of position now, and just like the mental toughness of this group over the last couple years. Was there a point where you recognized that quality in this group?
Well, I think when you look at just all your experiences, I think that's been a consistent theme that you always want to personify with your group. I think that's an intentionality of, you know, guys that kind of have those traits and characteristics. And in the midst of the journey, I think that's the only time you really learn about people, when you do go through adversity. And are you able to stay the course and control the things that you can control, and have the competitive and the mental stamina to not allow your circumstances to affect the way that you approach day in and day out. And I've been really proud of this group. There is a lot of football left, and the season doesn't end today, so we've got to continue on the trajectory that we're headed by working the way that these guys have, one day at a time.
So we all know what Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp can do, but down the stretch of the season, Demarcus Robinson, Tutu Atwell have really emerged as big targets. Tutu had that big 4th and 5 catch against San Francisco. With your full complement of weapons, how do you keep everybody involved?
Well, I think each game elicits a different response. I mean, you look at it, and I thought, you know, a bunch of different guys got involved against the Bills. And then really the only receiver other than Puka that ended up having a catch against the 49ers was Tutu on a 6-yard hitch route. And so, you know, I think you always want to be able to, you know, maximize guys' skill sets, get guys involved, and but these are selfless guys that do an excellent job competing with and without the ball, and I think that's what happens with good teams.
One of the things that I know I was really curious about heading into this season without Aaron Donald is who emerges as the leaders of this defense and what the personality of it is going to be. This point of the season, I guess, how would you describe the team? The defense in terms of vibe, leadership, that sort of thing.
Yeah, I think young, tough, and hungry. I think there's an energy that they play with. There's an edge. I think you've seen some guys really step up and naturally ascend and assert themselves as leaders. Guys like Kobe Turner. Been really impressed with Quentin Lake on the back end. But we've got, I think there's a youthful exuberance. There's an energy. There's an edge. There's a toughness that they play with that when we're at our best, that's what I'm seeing from this group. And I think our defensive coaches have done an excellent job of being able to utilize a variety of different guys and maximize their skill sets where they ultimately bring it to life, but have a vision for a variety of guys being able to help in a multitude of ways.
I did a little research. So November 25th, 2018, you faced Denver in Denver, temperature 25 degrees. December 19, 2022, against Green Bay at Lambeau Field, temperature 15 degrees at kickoff. It's not going to be quite that cold, but it is going to be in the 20s at MetLife Stadium on Sunday. What's the impact of cold?
I think it depends really on, all right, well, is the wind a factor? Obviously the rain and different things like that. But, you look at that Denver game, it was, we were able to complete, a long ball to Cooks early on in the game, and then Todd ended up going off that day, and our defense played really well. So, there's some different challenges as it relates to throwing the football, but for the most part, I think it's more something that you feel in the moment. You have to have contingency plans if, in fact, the wind at MetLife or if it does end up getting wet, but we don't expect that, and I think it's about making sure that the guys stay warm in between series, and then when they're out there, they're just immersed in the moment and being who they're capable of becoming.
Is there any part of you that is actually – I know you believe in this group, but at the same time, it is really difficult in the NFL to overcome slow starts. Is there any part of you that's surprised at the way you guys have been able to get through this 2 seasons in a row?
I don't know that surprise would be the right word, but I've really appreciated the way guys have just stayed in the moment and focused on what they can control. And I think they've developed resilience. I think they've had a growth mindset. Certainly you'd love to not have to overcome some things, but I also think it forces a callus that serves you well if you're able to use it to your advantage. And, the season is far from over. I mean, all we can do is have a great week of preparation. I think the Jets are playing really well at a challenging time for us. They've got offensive playmakers. They got a first ballot Hall of Fame quarterback, and they've got an excellent defense with players on all 3 levels that can really disrupt the integrity of what you're trying to get done. So we better be ready to go and have the right sense of urgency if we want to try to go get our 9th win.
How do you deal with by the way, I'm watching this mini-series called Enigma about Aaron Rodgers, so I probably know too much about him. But how do you deal with him? What is he like now compared to what he was before his Achilles surgery?
He looks pretty good. As of late, I think he's been moving around the pocket. Obviously, he's got incredible ability to be able to activate different parts of the field and the upper body twitch. The way that his brain and his arm works in coordination and collaboration is what makes it so challenging. Obviously, him and Devontae have a rapport that's been established over a long period of time where they have almost 200 yards in one half last week. Garrett Wilson is a special playmaker. They've got Lazard. I think Breece Hall is one of the best players in this league that people don't talk about enough. But Aaron, he looks pretty damn good to me. He looks like the guy that we've come accustomed to having a ton of respect for that's been doing it at a high clip, and I've been really impressed. The film doesn't lie.
Have you ever done a darkness retreat or tried ayahuasca?
I have not. I have not done it, but people that have done it, it sounds like a hell of an experience. I just don't know what the effects would be long-term on my brain. I'm already not that smart. I just want to make sure it doesn't make me any dumber.
Although you remember that game in 2018 better than I do, and I was at that game in Denver. Hey, listen, thanks very much for coming on. As always, Coach, we're excited for Sunday. Beat the Jets and continue this march toward the playoffs.
Let's go, guys. I appreciate it.
All right, thanks very much. There's Coach Sean McVey. And let me tell you, the Aaron Rodgers thing.
Not surprised to hear that Sean McVey has not done the ayahuasca or the
I'm not
darkness retreat.
But I think he said, but I hear it's really great.
He's always positive about everything.
Yes.
He's going to make sure that he doesn't sound like he's poo-pooing Rodgers in the darkness, retreating the ayahuasca. It's just not for him.
Yeah, exactly. So I'm watching the Enigma show. Oh, God. I don't know why.
He is so look at me.
I think part of the real joy in this work is such a feminine spirit of ayahuasca. You know, we can model a new way of thinking about masculinity, or what it means to be a man, honestly, because it's the balance between the divine masculine
I'd like to jump in and say, shut up. All right. Whenever Coach McVey is on, he's brought to you by Shell, the official fuel of the Los Angeles Rams. Rams fans save up to 35 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline. Download the Shell app and join the Fuel Rewards program today. For details, visit fuelrewards.com/Rams. And also presented by Bud Light. Rams fans heading to SoFi for the game, skip the tailgate, head inside the gates to catch all the NFL action on Bud Light Sports Bar inside SoFi Stadium. Before each and every home game, enjoy $5 Bud Lights at the Bud Light backyard and watch all the NFL games from your seats. We always love when Coach McVey is on the show.
I said I should smack you right now.
All right, coming up next for you, we are going to talk about that question of Travis Hunter and whether or not he can play both ways and what one NFL Hall of Fame wide receiver says about it. In the meantime, you know, Jacob was just here yesterday. Jacob Imrani, friend of ours, great guy, beautiful family, love Jacob. And if you are involved in any kind of accident, one thing you got to do is immediately see a doctor, get back on the road to recovery. But what happens if the doctor can't see you, doesn't have an opening for a week or even 2 weeks, and then you can't get into a specialist and all that stuff? Let Jacob handle every aspect of your case, including getting you a doctor's appointment, an appointment with a specialist fast. And the doctor doesn't get paid until the end of the case, so you don't have to pay a penny out of pocket to get the health care you need. So even if you're in between jobs, don't have health insurance, Jacob can immediately get you the medical attention that you deserve. By the way, if you prefer to meet face-to-face, Jacob's team can come to you, or you can go to Jacob's office. When you call an attorney, you want one who is respected, call Jacob. He is the real deal. 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. 844-24-JACOB. Or remember,
accident or injury, call Jacob and Ronnie. Call Jacob.
CallJacob.com. Don't forget, Jacob is a proud partner of the Rams, the Lakers, and LAFC. You can follow him on Instagram at call.jacob for great advice and prizes and more. And when you call him, make sure you tell him Mason and Shadano from 710 ESPN sent you. Mason, Ireland, 710 ESPN.
You never have to miss a moment of LA's mega sports station. Get the all-new ESPN LA app.
Just search ESPN LA in your App Store or Google Play.
Download, tap, and bam!
You got 710 ESPN in the palm of your hand.
Insurance claim. Those two words used to instantly manifest a pit in my stomach. In fact, I get flashbacks of being lowballed and made to feel like a criminal. And of course, just being ignored. No insurance company is in a rush to fairly compensate clients, even though they unabashedly take our money every year. All of that's behind me now, and I'm never going back thanks to Avner Gatt. Dealing with insurance companies is all they do. Avner Gatt has one of the largest teams of professional licensed public insurance adjusters in California, and many of these people used to work for insurance companies. The team at Avner Gatt knows exactly how to handle your claim. You also have some Avner Gatt adjusters with experience in handling hazardous materials, where asbestos and lead testing was their profession. Some of them used to work at law firms handling bad faith claims. Trust me, they know how to deal with any insurance claim dispute. Avner Gatt covers all of Southern California with a real passion for helping people, which becomes all the more obvious when you realize Avner and his family are still the ones answering the phones. So whatever unfortunate occurrence led you to the insurance claim and subsequent abusive relationship, being lowballed, ignored, judged, know that Avner has your back. And if somehow I still haven't convinced you, just check out what seems to be a never-ending stream of 5-star reviews on Yelp, Google, and the Better Business Bureau. Call today. 818-917-5256. That's 818-917-5256 and online at avnergatt.com.
Disney on Ice invites you to take a magical journey with Mickey, Minnie, and all your friends from Encanto, Aladdin, Cars, Moana, and the Disney princesses. Create new memories with Asha, Raya, Anna, and Elsa from Frozen 2. At Disney on Ice presents Magic in the Stars. Playing the LA area December 12th through January 5th. Tickets on sale now. Visit DisneyOnIce.com today.
Hey Rams fans, we've teamed up with Bloom Ranch to ensure we have the healthiest fans in the league. That's why we're committed to delivering some of the freshest fruits and veggies to your door. And here's the best part. The first 100 boxes are on us. That's right. We're giving away the first 100 boxes. After that, enjoy 30% off on your first box upon signing up at www.bloomranchofacton.com and enter promo code ThankYouRams. There are no fans like Rams fans. Winning and getting healthier together is the real flex. So hurry, this offer won't last forever. Follow Bloom Ranch on IG and share how you're getting healthier using hashtag BloomRamFit.
Bud Light was brewed to be a delicious and easy-to-drink beer. Even when the little things in life are hard. Like when the game is going into overtime, but you have even more time to enjoy it and a fresh Bud Light. Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Pick up a Bud Light at your local retailer today. Enjoy responsibly. Anheuser-Busch Bud Light Beer, St. Louis, Missouri.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
Hi, this is Matthew Stafford of your Los Angeles Rams. This is Mason and Ireland on your home of Rams football, 710 ESPN.
Such an interesting question. At what age do you consider someone old? At what age do you consider somebody old? And by the way, if you're 15 right now, you're probably thinking 30 is old. But if you're just generally speaking, we're all grown-ups here, at what age are you old?
I think you're truly old. Like, if you're past the age where if you died, people would say, wow, he died at a young age. You know, like right now, you're about to turn 60.
I'm going to turn 60, yep.
You are still considered young, I believe, because if all of a sudden you just drop dead,
right?
People would say, wow, like that's
wow,
a young,
you went too young.
59, like that's not that old.
Right.
Like that. So I think by that baseline, we are both still young.
Young. Bergman, what age is old?
So I don't know. It's to your point, Andy, is at 69. What are you saying? Oh, okay. It was basically 79.
I think you start getting
89.
I think you start getting into like mid 70s. That starts getting into an age where death becomes less unexpected.
Right.
Yeah, I think in like the 80s, like mid to early 80s.
Mid to early 80s.
You're old.
Here's a baseline, and I promise I'm not taking this into a political realm, but I think there's a recent example.
Okay.
The last election, in a lot of ways, was a referendum on how old can you be to serve in that position. It was between two older guys. Like, in my opinion, both of them were too old to ideally be in that position.
Right.
Even if they could do the job. It's not ideal to have somebody in their 70s or 80s as the president. So I would say mid-70s, you start being talked about that way.
DeAndre, you're how old are you?
26.
What's old?
I was going to say about 70s, mid-70s.
Mid-70s.
Well.
So you know what I think it is? I think it's when you start thinking old.
Like, so me now.
Well, no, you're not. You don't think old.
I feel old.
No, you don't think old. You're still learning. You're still.
Yeah, that's fair.
I mean, to me, that's when you stop learning. And you disengage from the world. That's when you're old. Like I would say my mom is 83. She works at a school like 3-4 days a week. She's out there working. She does not feel old to me. My not stepdad Leo works at the Living Desert out there. Not doesn't feel old to me because out there doing it, out there learning, out there doing stuff. I think it's when people just sort of vegetate. That's when they're old. And by the way, that can be at any age. My dad at 50 was glued into his easy chair watching games and faded completely. He got old really, really fast.
But that's good. I mean, it's great for your mom and not stepdad Leo, but the reality is they are older. I mean, there's no question when you're in your 80s, even if they have a young mentality, they are still old.
I just got a text from Leo. Mom and I are not old. I agree. They're out there doing it. They're doing stuff.
Could have been phrased differently.
Well, yeah. Again, it's like Morales is here. You guys are so immature, whether it's stretching beef or it's...
I mean, you talk about your mom and her,
her
hall pass.
Yeah,
her hall pass.
I mean, you did open this up talking about her love of Bublé.
It's true. It's true.
Hey, I just saw this, by the way.
Yeah.
Nolan Arenado, who the Dodgers had been talked about, he, according to Mark Feinsand, Brian McTaggart, and a few others, said that Nolan Arenado blocked a potential trade to the Astros. Well done, Nolan Arenado.
Wow.
Great job by you, Nolan Arenado.
Does he have a no trade?
He does have a no trade. So
wow, yeah, I would not go to the Astros.
Good for you, Nolan Arenado.
Yeah, way to go, man.
That's a guy from Newport Beach, California, knows not to go to the Astros.
Yes. By
Good
the way,
for you.
Speaking of that, before we get to this Travis Hunter thing, what's the latest on Teo? Is there any news on Teo coming back to the Dodgers?
The last thing that I have heard is that he wants 3 years, somewhere between $22 to $24 million, and apparently does not want any money deferred.
No money deferred. Well,
so if you don't want money deferred, that's kind of how the Dodgers work. So,
Dave Roberts was on the Bleed Lows podcast, which I think we've both been guests on. It's a great show.
Absolutely. They make all those hats that I have.
Yeah, I know. I've got a couple of really cool ones. So Dave said, I think we're close. I pray everyone say your prayers that we get Teo done so he can come back in Dodger blue as well. But again, the headline is there, I think we're close.
Yeah.
I feel like if it's, say, 3 years, 22 to 24 a year.
Come on.
Well, but that is a small enough amount, relatively speaking,
yeah,
in baseball, where the Dodgers can say, all right, none of it's deferred.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not talking about like Ohtani, where it's, a $700 million contract. They don't really need to defer that money if that's what we're talking about.
Right. It's not a gigantic 200 million, 300
they
million.
are expected to pay some of their salary now.
Yeah, no, they do have to pay some salary up front.
So, yeah.
Just some up front.
I just wonder if he wants 3 years and the Dodgers don't want to do 3 years, if they kind of know something about him. They're smart. They're kind of like the Patriots back in the day. They get rid of you earlier rather than too late.
Who cares if there's one dead year at the end?
I don't, but I assume
get him for 2 and maybe it's a dead year, maybe it's a part-time year.
Sure, it could be, or maybe they thought that this was an outlier year. Who knows? I really hope he comes back and he plays the way he did last year. So
he was so important in that clubhouse.
He's in many ways the heart and soul of the team.
My favorite Dodger last year by far.
Yeah. All right, so Travis Hunter is a pretty extraordinary player, playing like 100 snaps a game, offense, defense for the Colorado Buffaloes, and he is now going to go into the NFL draft after winning the Heisman Trophy. And Michael Irvin was asked whether Travis Hunter should attempt to play both ways in the NFL. Listen to how he responded.
In 3 years from now, y'all will Shohei Ohtani my money to me. You see what I'm saying? I'm going to play both sides. I'm playing receiver and DB. Shohei Ohtani my money to me. That's what I'm saying. And if I'm Travis Hunter, all jokes aside, I'm putting it out right now. If you're not letting me play both ways, don't draft me. I fully intend on playing both ways in the National Football League.
There's Michael Irvin. Now, I don't know if it's possible, but I do love this.
Shohei Ohtani my money to me.
He's so good on that.
Good drop. So funny.
Good drop.
It's a great drop. It's a great drop. And by the way, when we sit down to negotiate our new Mason and Ireland contract, you know what I'm going to say.
Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani my money to me.
However, you don't do two things.
What do you mean?
You host a show from 12 to 3, and
Right.
that's it.
Well, that's the most important thing. This is
It
my
is,
main.
but you don't do two things. Shohei Ohtani does two things.
Oh, I also
Travis
do
Hunter
the
does
Colts
two
podcast.
things. But that's not on this.
I do both.
That's not for us.
Yeah,
that's
but
for you.
It's for everybody.
No, it's for you.
Everybody's on it. Everybody's watching it.
But
so it's,
ESPN LA is not on it.
Shohei Ohtani, my money to me.
It would have been easier for you to go the Shohei Monday route back when you were hosting Rams.
True.
See,
Or
that's
Lakers.
when you Lakers. That's when you were a true dual threat. Even USC.
Oh, USC, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Now
I'm just
you're
a
just
single threat.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? This is my main job. Which, everybody's got other jobs here. This is my main job.
Right. No, and we appreciate it. You and Travis, I think, are the only ones.
Yeah, everyone else is scattered, which is great.
But
Travis, everybody's
though,
doing other stuff.
Travis wears two hats here.
Yeah,
though.
Travis
He
is
wears
doing
two hats here. So
Locked on Rams, and he's doing
Pre-half and post.
Pre-half and post for the Rams. Yeah.
So he should ask to Shohei Ohtani his money to him.
Money.
Sorry,
yeah.
I messed that up.
Exactly. But by the way, Bergman, I will defer some of my salary if it makes it easier around here.
Okay, sure. Let's have that conversation.
Okay, let's just defer.
Defer how much of it? Are you going to be like Shohei Ohtani and
I'll defer half of it.
98%
half
of it?
for the end of the contract. Just pay
Half
me a
of it?
lump sum afterwards.
See,
yeah,
that could be doable.
Okay, there you go. Shohei Ohtani, my money. All right, coming up next for you. What are we doing here? I got something good. I got it. Rams closing in on a playoff spot. I wanted to look at the schedules to see where everybody stands. Plus, this is a very, very exciting day for all of us here because this is technically the Boca Raton Bowl pregame show. Now, this is the James Madison Western Kentucky tilt that will
classic.
take place in Boca Raton, which we will bring you coming up at 3 o'clock. So this is really pregame. Thoughts, James Madison? Bergman,
When I think of Boca Raton, I think of James Madison. And who's the other
Western Kentucky.
Western Kentucky.
Yeah.
I am all in on the Hilltoppers.
I'm telling you, James
I stole
Madison,
that from
this is a
DeAndre.
blowout.
Oh, they're being
James
slept
Madison's
on.
going to blow them out.
James Madison, sleeping giant.
Yeah.
That's what they were saying, but I don't know. Hilltoppers always come out on top.
Yeah. So
The
anyway,
Hill.
we're getting ready for that game. How did we arrive at the decision to carry the Boca Raton Bowl?
We are trying to carry as many bowl games as we can, and this one is one that we were able.
It's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, it's one of the best.
Boca Raton Bowl, a very big bowl for GKB too.
Yeah.
It is
Oh,
their
is
bowl.
it? Oh,
It's their
that's
bowl.
right. It's their bowl. No, that makes perfect sense.
The LA Bowl is tonight. We are carrying that on the app. You can listen to the LA Bowl on the app tonight.
Who's playing in the LA Bowl?
That is Cal and UNLV.
Ooh, throwdown.
Another dogfight.
Throwdown.
UNLV's 3.5-point favorites.
Okay. So we're carrying the LA Bowl on the app.
And
The Boca Bowl
is going to be here on 710
here on
and the app.
710 and the app, right?
You guys laughed when I talked up James Madison.
No, I'm serious about James Madison.
They're giving up 7 in this game. I just went to the
They're
line.
James Madison minus 7.5.
Well, I have it at -7.
We always like a hook.
You got that on Sleeper?
No, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do some Sleeper. You're right. I can do more than less than on James Madison players. I intend to do that at this commercial break.
There was a game at James Madison. They scored like 60 points against North Carolina.
So they're going to roll
was
them up?
calling that game. Yeah,
USA Today, they've got them as the unanimous pick. They went to all of their different experts. They all went heavy on James Madison.
And look at Bergman out there with the Hilltoppers.
I'm going the opposite way. I'm like, what's his name?
All
Was in
9
Wonka
experts at the
and
Athletic also took James Madison.
Tim Chalamet?
Timothy Chalamet when he went on the pregame show.
Yeah.
He got everything right,
He
but
did
he went
get everything
opposite.
right.
I'm going Timothy Chalamet.
He handled that so well.
It's amazing. Like Tim Chalamet got so many. I call him Tim. Tim Chalamet got so many cool points for being able to talk
It was a
football.
combination of, I think if nothing else, he's a big NBA fan in real life. Like he's a big Knicks fan.
Yeah.
When he was a little kid, he met some different Knicks.
I
and there was
saw
photo
that.
out
Yeah,
there.
I saw
But
photos.
also, he clearly did the research so he could go there and talk and sound smart.
Yep.
Like he handled it perfectly.
Yeah. I'm a big fan. And
He's a
he's
good
got
actor.
the Dylan movie coming out.
A Complete Unknown.
A Complete Unknown.
He's a good actor. I
He's
like
supposed
him.
to be terrific. Yeah.
And DeAndre was right. They played in week 2. They played at North Carolina and won 70-50. The next week they played Ball State and won 63-7.
Well, that's why North Carolina realized they had to go get Belichick.
Yeah,
that's right. That's right.
Like, we can't keep losing to James Madison.
So more on James Madison in Western Kentucky coming up as the Boca Bowl airs starting at 3 o'clock this afternoon.
Boca Raton Bowl.
I call it the Boca Bowl. What did I call it?
The Boca Bowl.
Yeah, I like the Boca Bowl. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
The fun way to drive home is with Sedano and Cap.
Weekdays after Mason in Ireland.
I mean, come on.
By the way, I do believe Sammy Davis Jr. was a Simpsons character at one point.
Of course he was. Really?
Wow. Sammy Davis Jr. appeared in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 Simpsons episodes.
That's right, man. That's right, babe. Hey, Bart, you're great, babe, okay?
Sedano and Cap tomorrow at 3 p.m.
on 710 ESPN.
Hey Rams fans, we've teamed up with Bloom Ranch to ensure we have the healthiest fans in the league. That's why we're committed to delivering some of the freshest fruits and veggies to your door. And here's the best part. The first 100 boxes are on us. That's right. We're giving away the first 100 boxes. After that, enjoy 30% off on your first box upon signing up at www.bloomranchofacton.com and enter promo code ThankYouRams. There are no fans like Rams fans. Winning and getting healthier together is the real flex. So hurry, this offer won't last forever. Follow Bloom Ranch on IG and share how you're getting healthier using hashtag BloomRamFit.
Welcome, football fans, to another game day at the Gridiron. After seeing your beautiful automobiles at the tailgate, we're calling an audible so you can save on gas. That's right. Football fans save big on game days. Save 35 cents per gallon on Shell V-Power Nitro Plus Premium Gasoline with the Fuel Rewards program. That's a touchdown for the tailgate. Download the Shell app, join the Fuel Rewards program today, and fill up with the official fuel of the Los Angeles Rams. Restrictions apply. Limited time at participating Shell stations. For more details, visit fuelrewards.com/Rams.
Hey, it's Mace. It's that time of year. Shopping is hard. Finding the right gift can be impossible, and waiting until the last minute is a nightmare. The last minute stuff can be a mess. I've got the answer. I'm going to save you all the guesswork. The answer is flowers from the Books Company, and I've got 25% off your entire Books purchase so you can send some too. Here's why the Books Company is so good. Their flowers are cut fresh, sourced directly from the best flower farms, so they last way longer. It was easy. I picked up bouquet, set my delivery date. It was done. No wrapping required. Books is perfect for the people who have everything. Get a festive bouquet for mom, a mini tree for your grandma, and you can go big with a flower subscription for your wife or girlfriend. It's basically happiness on repeat. And right now, you save 25% with promo code ESPN. Go to Books.com. Use promo code ESPN. That's BOUQS.com. Promo code ESPN. Books. Promo code ESPN.
Don't you love the sounds of the holiday season? The bells, the sleighs. Woohoo! If so, your holiday's now even more magical, because now during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event, you can take home your favorite Hyundai with some of the season's greatest savings.
Drive away now in one of our most popular models with 0% APR and 0 payments for 90 days. Only during the Hyundai Getaway Sales Event. Offer ends January 2nd. Call 562-314-4603 for details.
You never expect a Hail Mary pass to win and end the game or getting into an accident. Hey, it's Travis with DeMarco and Evan Cohen.
Only one all-star defensive team you can call to defend you. The personal injury law offices of Joseph S. Normand. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Don't get sacked by others. Joseph will help you achieve the maximum compensation you deserve. Visit normandlegal.com or call 213-747-2000.
Let Joseph and his team score a touchdown for you.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
It is Mason and Ireland on 710 ESPN. Don't get it twisted, yo. The most downloaded sports radio show in Los Angeles. The podcast, that is.
Mason and Ireland, the #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles. The #1 most downloaded sports podcast in Los Angeles, and we thank all of our podcast listeners for that.
If you ever miss a moment, get your fill anytime. Just search Mason and Ireland wherever you get your podcast.
So we talked about raccoon today. Xavier Leggett and Jerry Jones both love raccoon as a delicacy. Jerry also likes squirrel brains. They had squirrel when he was growing up.
I mean, he likes the whole
He likes
body.
the whole squirrel, but he
Right.
goes especially for the brain.
That's what the family fought over.
Exactly. And now, I'd be curious to know what those guys' thoughts are on the goblin pizza, which is being sold in China. So this is causing a stir. It's a deep-fried bullfrog as a topping on a pizza. Now, the pizza features a thick crust red sauce and is topped with a whole bullfrog, along with parsley, 2 hard-boiled egg halves, black olives arranged as eyes for the frog. In China, bullfrog is considered a delicacy and is commonly eaten in a variety of dishes. There's a photo of it.
Yeah,
it's literally just a deep-fried frog on a pizza. Now, okay, I'm not. This is not going to be a mainstay in my diet, but I would try it.
I would try that. The hardest part for me actually would be the hard-boiled eggs.
Oh, really?
I have a difficult time digesting egg yolks. So I would have to eat around the hard-boiled eggs. I guess I get more bullfrog, though.
Now, Bergman, are you adventurous? Would you try the goblin pizza with the deep-fried bullfrog?
I would try it once, and I probably would hate it, and then I wouldn't do it again. But
Why
I'll
would
try
you
it.
assume you hate it?
Because it just doesn't sound.
Frog legs are delicious. I've had
Tastes
frog
like
legs.
chicken. So yeah, I mean I'll try almost anything.
Would you-
I won't eat like crickets and things like that.
DeAndre, would you eat?
I would try it. I mean, I've eaten alligator before. So.
Alligator's delicious.
So
Yeah.
I'm open to trying things.
So can we go to Grubhub and order one of these?
Go ahead, you do it now. We'll all stick around.
Do you have the goblin pizza? It's got to be imported from. Does Postmates work from China? I'm not sure.
I mean, they can ship it in.
It's a week for weird food. All right, so the Rams down the stretch here, 8-6, 3 games left, and I think we all know these games. At the Jets on Sunday, we talked to Sean about that. Home to Arizona, that's going to be a Saturday night game on December the 28th, a week from Saturday, and then home to Seattle. So who's got a tough schedule? Who's got an easy schedule? Here's how Seattle, the team that is right now tied technically, actually the Rams technically have the tiebreaker. They're at Arizona. Arizona's a wild card. They blew the Rams out of the water early in the season. I'm still not a believer in Kyler Murray. Home to San Francisco, and then at the Rams. So all divisional games. Arizona is home Seattle, at Rams, at Panthers, so they get an easy one there with the Panthers.
I've got a different Seahawks schedule.
Do you? What is your schedule?
It says their next game is home versus the Vikings, then at Chicago, at Rams.
Huh. I'm looking at something else.
What was yours for the Seahawks? Because they've already played
I've
Arizona
got at
twice.
Arizona, home San Francisco, at Rams.
They've already played the Arizona twice, and they beat them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I don't know what this is coming from.
I've got hosting Vikings, then at Chicago, at Rams.
That one's right.
Okay, that's correct. I know the Rams one, obviously. Right. So I think you can safely say that going down the stretch, these teams are going to sort things out by playing each other.
Here's what I think is really interesting about the Seahawks, who, like you said, the Rams are tied record-wise. They've got the tiebreaker because they've beaten them once.
Yes.
Seattle has been, and this is really weird for the Seahawks, they've been way better on the road than at home. They're 3-5 at home, 5-1 on the road, and their last 2 games are on the road.
Right.
The last one being the one against the Rams. I think that's really, really interesting. Like, you would normally think that makes it a tougher stretch, but for whatever reason, this year Seattle's been better as the road team than at home with the 12th man.
Yeah, I know the Rams control their own destiny. I know Arizona controls their own destiny. I assume Seattle also controls their own destiny.
Seattle does too, because it's a very weird situation. The Rams will most likely beat the Seahawks twice.
Yes.
If Arizona beats the Rams, they would have beaten the Rams twice. And then Seattle would beat Arizona twice.
Yeah.
It's a very weird thing that if you win out, you go.
And Arizona in the last week, they get the Niners at home, and that is a team that is in all likelihood will have quit.
True.
Like, there are some terrible vibes going on in that.
By the way,
team.
I am so bummed out for all the Niner fans not in this race.
Boo.
Sad. Sad. Sorry, Jorge. In his poncho.
He was wearing some Ram stuff today because he lost a bet to Kobe Walsh.
Is that right?
Yep.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice. All right. Okay, we're going to do some game of games. I forget whose game it is today.
It is mine.
Oh, Greg Bergman's game today. We are, let's see, we're 3, right? DeAndre, me, and Andy. Do we have any other players?
Yeah, I'll get somebody.
Yeah, grab somebody else. So we got to mix it up a little bit. We will do some game to games coming up next for you. In the meantime, you know how much I love the Sleeper app. I talk about this thing technically. I'm partners with Sleeper. And I really believe in this one because I literally have a sleeper parlay rolling every single day. I've not done mine yet today, but I'm going to. If you want to have more fun watching the NBA, if you want to have more fun watching the Boca Raton Bowl, try playing Sleeper Picks. Download the Sleeper app today, then pick more or less on at least 2 players' projected stats. So NBA can be points, rebounds, assists. NFL can be touchdowns and field goals and all that stuff. If you win, you can win up to 100 times your cash. And for a limited time, get this, Sleeper has got a special offer. New users pay just $5, and you get $55 in free entries. Download the Sleeper app today. Use code 710. Get $55 in free entries when you play $5. That's code 710. Do like all of us did. Download the Sleeper app today. Mason and Ireland, 710 ESPN.
710 ESPN, the destination for LA sports this fall.
Here comes LeBron and slam dunk right in Paul George's face and a foul.
Lakers basketball.
Got it back. Another 3. Good. What a night for Austin Reeves.
Rams football.
Cup of the 6. Cup to the pylon. Touchdown, Cooper Cup. Touchdown, LA.
The USC Trojans.
Hands off the marks. Up the middle. Into the end zone. Touchdown. They're going wild in half of this stadium as the Trojans are going to pull off the upset. How do you do?
LAFC.
Oh, flip for LA Football Club.
The LA Kings and Angels baseball.
The all-new ESPN LA app, your destination for LA sports.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Hurry! It's your last chance to donate for 2024.
Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Donate your car today at carsforkids.org. Your car, running or not, can be picked up as soon as the next day. No title, no problem. Call 877-CARS-FOR-KIDS or go online at carsforkids.org to donate today.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Paid for by Cars for Kids.
Individuals and businesses with tax problems, listen carefully. Do you feel like you're losing control of your finances? If you owe over $10,000 in back taxes or have unfiled tax returns, we can help you take back control. The IRS is the largest and most aggressive collection agency in the world, and they can seize your bank accounts, garnish your paycheck, close your business, and file criminal charges. Take control of your tax problem now by calling the experts at U.S. Tax Shield and take advantage of the Fresh Start program and new laws that may allow us to negotiate a settlement for the lowest amount possible. Our team of tax attorneys and enrolled agents can stop collections and get you protected so you can take control of your financial future. U.S. Tax Shield offers a price protection guaranteed quote to get you protected today. U.S. Tax Shield is A+ rated with the Better Business Bureau, so call now. 800-687-5192. That's 800-687-5192. U.S. Tax Shield. 800-687-5192.
710 ESPN.
And it is time for Game of Games on the #1 sports radio show in L.A., Mason and Ireland. Game of Games. Game of Games presented by CallJacob.com. Call Jacob. Everyone loves a fighter, but in this town, winning matters, especially after an accident. So remember, anyone can fight, but CallJacob.com is here for you when you need a big win. After an accident, go to CallJacob.com or call 844-24-JACOB. That's 844-24-JACOB. We got the jingle. Call Jacob. Thank you. Game of Games time. Take it away, Mace.
Got to get this in before the Boca Bowl, which is coming up at 3 o'clock. In the meantime, Game of Games, and it is Bergman's game today.
It is, and Parker's going to play with us as well.
Parker Bell is going to play. Excellent. Hey, Parker.
Are you Australian?
Yeah, I don't know where that came from, but
that was a very random Australian accent. But I liked it. It was nice. All right, so The Simpsons first aired as a Christmas special yesterday, December 17th, 1989, 35 years ago.
Yeah.
So I have a Simpsons trivia quiz for you.
Nice.
Either A or B. I know, Andy.
I
figured,
know nothing.
Well, you can just guess.
Yeah,
It's
I'm
fine.
going to.
So Matt Groening is the creator of The Simpsons,
Yep.
and he has said that the Springfield that they use is based off of which state's Springfield, since basically every state has a Springfield in it. Is it A, Massachusetts, or B, Oregon, Mace?
It's Oregon.
Andy.
Oregon.
DeAndre.
I'm going Massachusetts.
Parker.
Oregon.
Oregon is the right answer.
Yeah.
Matt Groening is
right, Greg?
from Oregon. But yeah, I got it.
Okay.
Number 2. Cameos of celebrities appearing as themselves have become a staple in most shows, but it definitely happens with The Simpsons. But who was the very first cameo as themselves? Was it Tony Bennett or Larry King, Andy?
I think Tony Bennett.
Okay, DeAndre?
I'm going Larry King.
Parker?
Let's go Larry King.
Mace?
Des Moines, go. Larry King.
The answer is Tony Bennett. Nice job by Andy there. So Tony Bennett was in Season 2, Episode 3. Larry King was Season 2, Episode 11. So it was very close.
As an aside, I used to see Tony Bennett all the time on the streets when I lived in New York. We lived in buildings that were close to each other, and it was always cool to see Tony Bennett roaming around.
He's kind of eternally cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Number 3, Conan O'Brien was a writer on the show for a while. What weird thing happened to him on his very first day? Was it A, he slipped and fell face first into a table and had to go to the dentist? Since his mouth was bleeding, they named the jazz legend Bleeding Gums after him.
Okay.
Or was it a bird flew through a window and killed itself? And we'll start with DeAndre.
I'll go with the bleeding
Gums?
Yeah.
Okay. Parker?
Yeah, I like the bleeding gums.
Mace?
Yeah, you're saying the bird flew through the window to kill itself?
No, and
it
killed
was a
itself.
suicidal bird. Oh, okay.
And killed itself.
I will go Bleeding Gums.
Andy?
I'll go Bleeding Gums as well.
It was the bird flew through the window and killed itself. I totally made all of that up.
Yeah, that was a lot.
It was a lot. It was a lot. I tried to keep it as
down
as possible.
Rest in
All right.
peace.
So number 4, I'm going to go to Parker to start this one. The email chunkylover53@aol.com is a working email for Homer Simpson to this day. True or false?
True.
Mace?
True.
Andy?
False.
DeAndre?
I'm going true.
It is false. Andy is right. I tried it out before I came on here.
Doesn't work.
Yeah, it got sent back.
No,
It's too bad. It did work for a little bit, apparently.
What
but
did you say in the email?
Does this actually work?
Oh, okay. Yeah. This is a personal question.
No, it wasn't. I should have asked him about what his favorite beer, Duff beer. Number 5, comic book guy has a real name. What is it? Is it Jeff Albertson or Casey Jacobs? Mace?
Casey Jacobs.
Andy?
The Jeff name.
DeAndre?
I'm going Casey Jacobs.
And Parker?
It's Jeff. It's definitely Jeff.
It is definitely Jeff Albertson. Jeff Albertson is the right name.
What is the score?
DeAndre has nothing so far.
So DeAndre, you know what that means?
A full DeAndre?
A full Hawkins.
If you can find a way to miss the rest of these questions, whenever anybody goes scoreless, it will be known. What should be known as? The DeAndre?
No, the Hawkins.
The Hawkins?
Yeah.
It will be called the Hawkins.
Or we can just call it the Hawk?
The Hawk. Yeah, the Hawk.
Okay.
Exactly. So
Yeah.
try to miss them all now because it's really hard to do.
All right, so the score, Andy has 4, Parker has 2, Mace has 1, and DeAndre has nothing.
I know nothing
There's
about
9
this.
of these.
Okay.
So this is number 6. So you don't go first yet, Andy. Number 6. Actually, you're going to go first anyway. How many children do the Hillbillies Cletus and Brandine have? 26 or 44?
I think it's 26.
Okay, DeAndre.
I want 44.
Parker.
26.
Mace.
Yeah, 26 seems more reasonable.
Oh, DeAndre, you screwed it up. It's 44.
Oh,
It's 44.
44.
44 kids for the Hillbillies.
Brandine.
So everyone is still alive, but Andy, you do have to go first. And Parker, you don't have to go opposite yet, but you're close. Number 7, Michael Jackson was in an episode for Lisa's birthday and saying, "Lisa, it's your birthday." But he was also credited as John J. Smith due to contractual issues. Is that true or false, Andy?
True.
Parker.
I'll still say true.
Okay. DeAndre and Mace have to go false.
We're going false.
The answer is false.
Hey.
Well, he
So
didn't
all
go
of that
under
was
his name.
he didn't sing. He was not contractually allowed to sing in that somebody else sang the song.
I missed.
Did he go under John J. Smith?
He
though?
did. He did go under. John
Okay,
J.
so I
Smith.
didn't listen closely enough to
Yeah,
the
you didn't
question.
listen to the
Yeah, you
question.
got to
That's
pay
on you,
attention to
man.
the whole thing. You just drifted off.
Well, I mean, I had this thing so in the bag, you know.
Like drifted off.
All right, number 8.
At least you're not nodding
So now
off.
everybody has to go opposite of Andy. All right, number 8. No, jeez. You said you weren't going to say anything.
About what?
Your friend.
I didn't say anything.
Yeah, sure you didn't. All right, number 8. The Simpsons hold a Guinness World Record, Mace. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
They hold a Guinness World. Which one is it? Most guest stars in one episode of a TV series or most total guest stars in a TV series? Andy?
Oh, go ahead, Andy.
I'm going to say total in a series.
Okay, and everybody else says
Total in an
in
episode.
one episode.
Yeah.
Andy is the winner of the game. It was. Let's do number 9 and
I just figured like the Love Boat, you can't compete with something like that.
Right. No, yeah, pretty good. Good idea. Number 9, just for fun.
Okay.
In the episode Homer at Bat, which MLB player did not appear in the episode? Doc Gooden or Roger Clemens? And we'll do Mace first.
Clemens.
Andy.
Gooden.
DeAndre.
I'm going Gooden.
Parker.
Clemens.
It was Gooden. Doc Gooden did not.
Did not.
Yeah, Roger
in
Clemens turned into a chicken.
Yeah, he
Started
totally
clucking like
did.
a chicken.
I didn't think anybody. And so here's the tiebreaker, just for fun as well. As of December 15th, 2024, which was 3 days ago, how many total episodes have there been of The Simpsons? Get a number and write it down and all that good stuff.
How many total episodes?
Total episodes.
Okay.
So everybody got a number in mind?
No, not yet. Hang on. Times
3, 2,
Okay.
1. All right, Mace, what you got?
884.
884. Andy.
781.
781. DeAndre.
I was going to go 750.
750. And Parker.
900.
900. Wow, Andy, you were super close. 779.
Wow.
And you said 781? You
Yeah.
were right on Andy. You had that the whole way through.
Well, DeAndre, we tried.
Nice job, Andy.
Good job, Andy. Is that show just going to be on forever?
Yeah.
Are they just, aren't they out of ideas at some point? It's like, I see these shows that just keep going forever and ever. Like, Grey's Anatomy has been on for 30 years. Haven't they covered every possible surgery
I think
that they
with
could
something
cover?
like The Simpsons, you have the advantage of animation,
Right.
which allows you endless possibilities. And I think the work for the actors is relatively easier than being on a set, reshooting scenes, all that sort of stuff.
Okay, thank you. 5650 is the out, if anybody's scoring it. DeAndre, this is the kind of show where you can just pop on your mic and say,
okay.
5650. All right, so we got a couple minutes left before we get to the Boca Bowl. By the way, I've got Jaden Thomas from UNLV, more than 57.5 rushing yards in the LA Bowl tonight.
Nice.
As part of my sleeper pick. Yeah. So, see, it gives me a little action, gives me a reason to watch. I got to watch and see if I can score on sleeper.
How much will you actually watch? Be honest.
I'm trying to think what else is on. There are no games. There's no NBA tonight. No NFL.
Nope. You can watch Penguin.
I've seen Penguin.
Oh, is it over?
The Penguin is over. It's great.
Season 1 ended.
It was great.
Have you watched Shrinking yet?
Haven't watched Shrinking yet.
Really good.
Yeah.
30-minute episodes.
I've never seen
kind of
Shrinking.
rattled
I've heard
through
it's
those.
really good.
You've never seen what?
I've never seen Shrinking, but I've heard
I
it's
watched
really good.
season 1. It was excellent.
Fantastic.
Yeah, season 1 was excellent. You know what we watched over the weekend was Love Actually, which is the best Christmas movie in my estimation, in my opinion. You walk away feeling good about life, about the world, about relationships, except for the one with Alan Rickman and Emma Thomas isn't good anymore. But most of the rest of them are really good.
Really good.
Are you a Love Actually fan?
You mean the best Christmas movie ever?
Yes.
Who isn't?
Now, we actually watch it every year. We watched it at my mom and stepdad Leo's house this week.
I have not watched it in a few years. My wife loves it. Like it is
so
actually on in the holiday season in our house every year.
Yeah.
Not to the degree that it's on in the Ireland household
No,
every year.
my God, I think it just runs on a loop. Oh, no, he's got all those new Hallmark movies. He's all over that. Bergman, who's doing the show tomorrow?
It is you and either John Ireland and Ramona Shelburne, or you and Ramona Shelburne. It depends on if John can actually get internet in Sacramento.
Okay, got it. Yeah, no, they're still struggling with the internet in Sacramento, California. Apparently,
it hasn't got there yet.
Everybody has it except Sacramento.
Yeah.
So I hope they work that out technically.
It's not like it's the state's capital or anything.
No, exactly. Don't forget, coming up for you is the James Madison Western Kentucky Tilt in the Boca Raton Bowl. I'm all over James Madison minus the 7.
So you're laying the points.
I'm laying the points with James Madison.
The entire Athletic, all of their experts, James Madison swept.
Madison.
Same with USA Today.
Anybody on Western Kentucky tonight?
Go Hilltoppers.
They always come out on top.
Only Bergman.
Of the hill.
Only Bergman. All right, thank you very much for being out there. DeAndre, great job today. Thank you very much, Bergman and